It looks really low in Audacity, that's all.
Oh. So you gotta...
Like,
See, I'm like... Yeah, you gotta get up on it. You're like a foot away.
Not a foot away. I can do this, but then I can't see the screen is the problem.
You don't need to see the screen. You just need to talk.
No, I need to read all the things that I did and all the stuff. This audio level is better, but...
It's when you turn away.
Yeah. Well, I have two monitors, and they're side by side here, and you're on this one, and all my notes are on this one. And
See, this way, you got to have a low-mounted mic.
I know.
This high-mounted mic isn't
easy.
working for you.
I bought this fancy arm.
I'm sure you could mount it upside down.
I don't know how that would work. I mean, it could. It should. Except the place where it sits on is actually loose. It goes in the hole and turns on that spot.
That's
so
what she
that
said.
thing can't actually, yeah, exactly. That thing can't actually be tipped at all. But I could still mount it down here somewhere, which is maybe what I'll do eventually. But I literally just mounted it on the desk, drilled the hole, 2 holes, I think, to mount it there like 3 weeks ago.
Well,
I also
you done
got
screwed up.
new monitor arms for my monitors.
Man, you're getting all the upgrades.
Yeah, all the deals, finding good deals. I found one monitor arm for free on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, okay, go get it. It's one of those shock mount ones.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went and got another one for $5 or $10, I think. Right? Like, I don't know, whatever. A few weeks ago for that second one. And then I realized I had the first one in the garage, and I had that cheap small Samsung TV that I told you I got for $15 off Facebook Marketplace on it, and it was too heavy for it anyway. So I took the 2 mounts that I had here that weren't wide enough for these monitors, because the size of them is just bigger than my old monitors, and put that one in the garage on the heavier TV, and then put these shock mounted ones here. And it works really well.
All works out.
Except this microphone arm. Because Josh is complaining that it's not close enough.
Hey, I wasn't complaining. You were the one complaining about the low waveform.
Yeah, it was quiet. Probably still is. I just cranked the gain up, but
there you go. That won't mess with the recording at all.
That won't cause any problems.
That won't make my life a living heck.
Like last episode where I started screen sharing and it did exactly that on me.
And it just started
in software.
Yeah, you just started screaming in the microphone.
Yeah, it was really nice and muffled. I hope you fixed that real nice and smooth.
Haven't you listened to the episode? Don't you know?
I haven't listened to the latest episode. No, I'm so far behind on podcasts.
Oh man, I think I did pretty well. I don't think you can't even tell the transition. You can't even tell I did edits, and you can't even tell the edited edits.
I can't tell if you're sarcastic or not, because that's normally something you wouldn't bother with.
And you'll never know.
Oh, I'll know. I will listen to it. I just haven't. There's a
You'll
difference.
be like, wait, didn't he say something there? I did. It's not there anymore.
Wow, this podcast is just Josh talking. What's going on?
Sorry, everybody. Derek's audio got screwed up.
There's the edit.
I kicked him off. So, what's new? We haven't talked. We actually haven't talked in like a month.
Yeah, we had back and forth on Twitter, but it's mainly like I send you a link of something to tease you to buy, and then you don't buy it.
Yeah.
Like the PS4 disc edition that I found for $400 Canadian.
Oh, you should tell that story.
I forgot there was even a story. It was on Garage Sale though. I don't have the website for that, but I did message the guy, and I sent you my chat, right?
I did, yes.
I said, "Is it disc edition?" He said, "Yes." It said it was in a town over from us, which would be like a 25-minute drive or 30-minute drive. And then he's like, no, I'm in Waterloo too. Oh, okay. So that's like really close to my work. And I said, what would be a good time to see it? He said, I haven't even taken it out of the box. I'd rather not open it. Just would take the value down. I just need to sell it as is. I have a few people interested. I asked whoever will send a deposit first can pick it up first thing in the morning. To which, okay, then he kept going. He said, first person who sends deposit and tells me I will give my address to pick it up first thing in the morning. I'm at work until 7:30, but I have 4 people messaging right now about it and sends me his email address. And the email address itself was also weird, right? It was at kohоtransfers.ca, which I'm like, okay, is that a bank email address? Is that some kind of scammy email address? What the? I just messaged him and said, to be honest, it sounds sketchy. I think I'll pass.
It just sounds like one of those like a laundering email account.
Right? Yeah. Like literally, I looked up the
Untraceable.
I looked up the domain name from that email address. It was some like bank that looked like almost like a pay-as-you-go type bank, or like you can just load a card with money or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just didn't bother. Could be
That is
legit, probably
sketchy.
isn't.
That's sketchy AF.
Yeah. So, brand new PS5 disc edition for 400 Canadian. Actually, he dropped it down to 375 too. Yeah, it was
Yeah, because
375.
probably people keep sending him deposits.
That's what
and
it was.
it's
I had
never-
yeah, I had sent you the ad when it was 400, and then I sent it to you the next day. Nope, later that day. 13 hours later, it was dropped down to 375. Yeah,
just keep taking those deposits.
yeah.
I remember that was like a big thing when I was looking to like rent a new place or buy a new car. I remember getting an address for a place to rent, and I got before I knew it was a scam tactic. I got well, I'm not at home, but I actually had to move out of the country, but my place is empty. I can mail you the key, and then you can
Boy.
get in and look at it. I was like, I was a dumb like 20 something, so I was like, okay, sure. I never sent any money, but I was like, oh, I just want to like look at the place to see if I even want to rent it. Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I drove past the house and there was like a family living in it. I was just like, do you guys know your house is up for rent? They're like, what?
Wow.
So yeah, it's a bit nuts.
Good.
And
Good.
same with cars. I started getting really cautious with cars that the pictures were taking in parking lots, and not
Oh.
because there was a lot of those scams going around. Well, just send me $50 deposit and I'll hold it for you. So I don't do that anymore. My wife seems to think that I'm always close to getting scammed, but I'm like, I'm never falling for the scam. I'm just talking to them.
Yeah, my wife still thinks that with the deals. Not terribly. Like, there was one time where a guy I met me at my work. I gave him a Game Boy Advance game. He paid me like $20 out of 30 and said he needed to go to the bank to get the rest. And he probably actually did, but I was an idiot and didn't take the game back from him before he left. So
Yeah.
he just never came back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why would you?
I don't even know how that happened.
That's what you remember last, what was it? Last month when I told you I sold those Xboxes to those guys.
Yeah,
the two Xboxes.
yeah.
I did the same thing where like I take the one Xbox out, and then they asked if they had another one, but they hadn't paid me for the first one. So before I left to go inside for the second one, I made sure I got paid for the first one, right? Because otherwise I'll go back in, quote unquote, go back in for the second one, and I come back out and they're gone.
Yeah.
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 So I've having lived overseas, like scams are such a big thing over there. We always have to be careful. So I guess I have a heightened sense of like, oh, like this could be a scam, or you could scam someone like this, or so I'm always keeping an eye out. Same thing. That's why I put the dots on things, so if they come back to me broken, I know they're not mine or whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting.
One of the things with being overseas, again, people keep asking you for money because we're foreigners. We're obviously rich, right? So I think I mentioned that in the last episode.
Yeah.
So they're always asking for like, it's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money to them, right? So like, say a full day's wage is like, it would be 1,000 to 1,500 francs, which is like around $3 to $4 as a full day's wage. Mind you, food only costs like 10 cents, that kind of thing, right? So
Yeah.
it's 10 or 25 cents or whatever it is. And So people would come and be like, "Oh, can I have, $1 or $2?" It's not a lot, but after, if one person hears that, oh, the foreigner's giving out money, then everyone starts coming and asking the foreigner for money, right? So it's not just so we can't keep giving out money. But
If I give you a
what my
dollar, I
dad
have to give everyone a dollar.
exactly, and then all of a sudden then someone gets brave and asks for $2. Then all the people who got $1 come back for their second dollar. So yeah, it's just a snowball. What my dad actually figured out was there's a lot of short-term thinking over there, and not a whole lot of long-term thinking for benefits and things like that. So it's just the mentality of the things over there. People aren't worried about 3 months from now. They're worried about tomorrow or next week, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So when someone would come and ask for a dollar, my dad would say, "Oh, I don't have $1 on me, but I have $2. So here's $2, and next time I see you, you can give me my dollar change, right?" Do you think that person would ever come back? And so for the price of $2, he's gotten rid of, and this person will never ask him for money again.
Oh,
So,
but they'll ask
he
the
did that a
next
couple
guy for
times.
money.
But that's fine. Then he gives it to like a couple of people, and then they never bother him again, right? So,
God.
at least he's still giving the money. He's still
Yeah.
being generous, but
Yeah.
he's not being taken advantage of.
You
Rather
certainly
than
will
bring the
find the
dollar
honest
back.
people that way, right?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, I also saw Xbox Series X for $550 new in the box as well. Again, not that I needed it, so I didn't buy it. You said seems too cheap. I saw another one today for 400 Series X. I'm pretty sure it was a Series X for 400 as well. It was used, but still
Yeah.
still really good prices. I don't know what's going on, why everybody's regretting and selling stuff.
Everyone wants PS5 for that PSVR 2.
Do they?
I think so. Everyone's thinking this PSVR 2 is going to be pretty good. So
Oh, see, in the VR world, I'm hearing the exact opposite. Everyone's like, yeah, it's going to be popular. It's going to have good exclusives, but it's wired.
but that's yes, but that's the PC community who it always looks down on consoles, right? So
Well, it's just, if you look at Oculus Quest, that's not PC
no.
and that's not wired.
No.
That's wireless. And you can even do PC to that wirelessly now. Like Oculus supports that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's becoming the norm is the biggest thing. And for Sony to not take that on, even if there was an extra cost of some kind of wireless thing,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, you guys are behind the times that way.
I mean, it's probably just because it's already going to be expensive as it is.
Yeah.
So that's a cost cutting. And let's be honest, it's one cord. It's not that big of a deal. Just hopefully
And the camera holds you in place anyway, but
there's no camera on
with
PSVR 2.
VR2 you won't be in that situation, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever, you're going to have a cord. It's not the cord was never the issue. It was always the camera.
Yeah. But now without the camera, you're going to have the cameras on the headset now, so it gives
Yeah.
you more ability to move around.
Yeah.
So in that case, it would be better to have wireless.
It would be, but at the same time, just put a giant long cord on it and you'll be fine.
They won't. It'll be like the same length exactly as PSVR 1's cord.
And they'll sell a proprietary extension cable
Yeah, probably.
that will will just be unavailable from the get-go and sold out and go for hundreds of dollars on the secondary market.
Yep. Sounds very likely. Something I did watch really like right after we last talked, I think. I can't remember if I mentioned it. I didn't think so, but documentary called Vinyl by this guy from Toronto, Alan Zwig. Bill had talked about this before, and I wrote it down. Bill or Kevin, I wrote it down because of, can't remember which one, but it's very reminiscent or really reminds you of video game collectors. It's about vinyl collectors in
Mhm.
like the early 90s. And the documentary started in like, I think it was like 95 maybe. So maybe late 90s. But it didn't come out till 2000 just because he was just like an independent filmmaker working on this and he got some like money to do it. But it was really interesting, really neat. But shortly after I watched it, I found out that he was working on a follow up called Records, and that came out last year, on TVO. Or no, it came out 2022, but it just was like, I don't know, it came out on TVO only on their website, I think it was. So anyway, I sent that to Bill just to let him know that had come out. Him and Kevin both didn't know it had come out, so they both checked it out, I think. And that was good too. It's basically just like a follow up and how is record collecting now, and but both of them remind me a lot of video game collectors today, like all the people we know and stuff. So it
Yeah.
was neat to see. But the first one, Vinyl, is available to watch on his YouTube channel. So if you search for Vinyl Official or Alan ZWEIG Vinyl, the documentary's there. There's even an alternate cut of the movie he did as well, which was kind of cool. So I got briefly obsessed with that because I watched the original, watched the secondary cut, then I watched all of his YouTube channel. He came out with his own YouTube channel and blog, podcast, whatever, for a while there, and it was just neat. And then I tried to talk Bill into trying to interview him because he seems like he was fairly easy to get a hold of. But Bill said I had to set it up and I had to be his producer. And I'm like, I don't even know what a producer does. I'm not being a producer. So that fell through.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
I'm sure you could draw a lot of parallels between any kind of collector group. Trains,
Yeah, I could
vinyl,
see it.
games, music, books.
Vinyl at that time has a lot of parallels with video games, though. You know what I mean? Like the physical and the collection of so many of them and then displaying on a shelf. Those all like line up between the two things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
And then rare ones and misprints and all that stuff too. Like, yeah.
Cool. I'll have to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can spot my doppelganger.
Your doppelganger.
Yeah. See my version of
Okay.
as a record collector.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They definitely had each of like different kinds, right? Lots of different types of people. You know, like the ones who live alone in their mother's basement to the ones who are fully functional, married, and their wife collects too, kind of stuff. Like all that gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds.
Mm-hmm. What else did I do? Have you played Wordle yet?
No, I refuse. I refuse.
I think it's a neat concept, but it's also sold off to New York Times now anyway, so they're eventually going to make it big.
Yeah.
But
I know how it works, and I'm not in the group or get like super annoyed with the Wordle tweets because like that just kind of took Twitter by storm.
yeah,
And I don't mind them too much. There's a couple people that because I know how Wordle works, I've never played it, but I like seeing the kind of the progression, like or the patterns of it.
yeah.
You started with nothing and then like one and then like nothing and then you get the word or something like that. Like it's just like how did you get this out of this?
Yep.
So that's interesting.
I like that, especially after having watched it, right? Or after played it. I mean, yeah. I don't play it anymore. Like I just don't think of it every day. And when I do, sometimes it's frustrating. I'm like, never mind, I don't want to do this. So I kind of just stopped doing it. But my wife still plays it every day, and I liked that it would teach me new words that I never really thought of, or like force me to think about words because I don't always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like something I do it because I have to. But Kevin's wife Sarah also has one called Hurdle, which it plays a 1 second song clip, and you have to guess the song from the beginning of the song. and the more you know, either get it wrong or skip the section, skip that entry, you can get another second or two of the song until you can guess the song up to like whatever the first 8 seconds or something like that, or first 10 seconds.
Okay.
It's
That's
neat.
cool.
The first one that was on there that I listened to was Blur Song 2, and that was fun
Okay,
because
yeah.
it starts out so unique, but the name of the song is not in the lyrics anywhere. So even if you sing it to yourself, you're like, I can't remember what this song is called. And then it just it just clicked for me, and I'm like, yes, that's the song. So that was fun.
Nice.
And then if
Do you
I
have to,
don't
do
know
you have to
them,
type it in, or do they give you options?
so you type it in, but as you type it, it fills out options.
Yeah.
So it does help you rule things out a lot. If you're like, oh, this kind of sounds like one, I'm like, this really sounds like Casey and the Sunshine Band. So I start typing, and I'm like, no, that's not it. So like, you can definitely rule things out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I have one right now, actually. I'm gonna play it. I already did
Okay.
I know the song is a popular song, but I do not know it.
Oh, I know that one.
What is it? I know it's obvious. I just don't know it.
Oh, it's a Linkin Park song.
Okay. Yes, that matches the time frame I was thinking of. The only option for Linkin Park is Numb, I think.
That is, yeah, that's it. Numb. Yeah.
Oh no, there is 4. In the end, Crawling, Burn It Down, and Numb.
It sounds. Oh, I think it's
Just
Numb.
guess all of them until I get it.
It's not in the end, because in the end starts with a piano.
I don't know. Anyway, this is frustrating for people to listen to, but that's just like, that's one that I get annoyed when it's like that one, that I know it's a popular song. I know I knew it at one time. It was never my thing, but I still knew it, right? Like, it was just
Yeah.
so popular. Yeah.
Is this an app, or are you just playing from a website?
It's a website, yeah.
Okay.
No installing an app needed. And when you get the song, some of them let you listen to the whole song, or other ones will let you listen to just like the first minute or whatever.
Yeah.
So they must have some licensing deal going
I
on.
was gonna say licensing must be a
Yeah.
bit of a pain
Right?
if they are even licensing.
Yeah, well, I would. They have like Spotify as like a click to play this song on Spotify, so I assume they
okay,
have
okay.
some kind of partnership and rights there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you done lately?
Oh man, I have been busy. I was training. I think I mentioned last time I was training a new guy.
Okay.
He fell through. He didn't work out.
Oh.
He was an interesting character who decided that he knew the job already after 2 days.
That's good. That
And
makes
then
it really
started
easy
telling-
for you, huh?
Yeah, and then started telling me how to do the job because I didn't know.
Good.
Yeah, so
Good.
I was just like, a lot of people. I mean, I haven't been trucking for as long as these people have. Like, this guy's been driving truck longer than I've been trucking. So
Walking.
not that I'm a trucker in any way, but
Yeah.
like, it's just. I think a lot of people see my age and they're just like, "Who's this young guy, and why does he think he can teach me how to do something
It's
that I?"
literally your job to teach him. So.
Yeah, I know. But this isn't the first time either. Like, I can always tell after a couple of days.
Yeah.
You can just kind of see this mental wall go up between us, and they just like stop listening to anything that you tell them.
Awesome.
It's very strange. So, and while I was training him, we hired another guy. So I was like training 2 people at once. It was like switching on and off days basically. And I was actually kind of like, with the first guy, I was starting to question myself, like, do I even know how to train properly anymore? Because this is not working out. Like, am I doing it wrong?
Okay.
And then the second guy I trained, it was just like night and day. Like,
Okay.
it just clicked, and I didn't do anything differently, so I knew it wasn't me this time. It literally was just the guy I was training.
Yep.
So, so yeah, the new guy I trained, or the second guy I trained, like I think I trained him for like 3 days and he was on his own. So, which is great. And then he handed in his notice like last week.
Oh, he did. The good one handed in his notice.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say the other one didn't work out.
Oh, the other one didn't work out. He quit after a couple of days.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, he didn't even finish training. But yeah, the new guy who was actually good, yeah, he put in his notice. I don't think it's anything on our side. I think from what I heard, it was a previous employer reached out and asked if he wanted to come back, and he said yes. So it's not that we were bad. It's just the other job is more enticing, I guess. So
And familiar, right? Familiar.
and
helps.
familiar, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now I'm training another guy this week. So I'm on my third, my third person in 4 weeks. So,
Well, I am now a certified trainer for our drone.
yes, that's what I think we had that
Yeah,
conversation
yeah.
last.
I think we were talking about it coming up.
No, you said that you had to train someone for the last day. You had to train somebody.
Yeah. So I train me and my.
Or you had to train or something like that.
Yeah, I was being trained to train. So that was 2 days, and then on the third day, me and the other guy who was being trained, who just happens to actually be my director, trained a group of people. It was 4 people. I think it was 4. Yeah. They're internal people anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But it was still all of their first time flying the drone. So
now you're the drone trainer, instructor, official.
yeah, one of 5.
As he counts on his fingers.
I don't want to say the names out loud, right? Of all my coworkers, right? Yeah.
So, and then in amongst that, like been working. We were down to 4 days during our slow season, but our slow season has not been slow, so we're back up to working 5 days a week now. So I'm already back up to 50 hours a week, which is nuts.
Yeah, I don't want to work 50 hours a week. I'm fine with 40.
It's go. Yeah, so it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for much else. But I did watch some stuff. My wife and I watched the Adam Project. Have you seen this one?
No, I haven't yet. I want to watch it. Especially, I saw the Q Dogs recommended.
Yeah.
And
well, they watched it.
I
I don't know if they recommended it, but
I don't remember. I thought they both said it was okay. Maybe it was.
They said it was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. And then seeing all the hype from it beforehand with all the videos of this kid swearing up a storm and stuff like that. Was
Yeah.
Interesting. I laughed.
Yeah.
So obviously I want to see it. Just haven't.
Yeah. It's from the same director as Free Guy.
Okay, yeah. Which I enjoyed that, and so did my wife. Oh, that's what I was going to say. My wife, I couldn't convince my wife when she saw the trailer play after we watched something else on Netflix. The trailer for it played, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all," because it was like sci-fi, and she's like, "I don't care."
It's barely sci-fi. It's sci-fi-ish, but it's not the important focus of it. It's very surface level.
Even the action-y parts it looked like an action type movie, and she's just not interested in that either. So
it's way more comedy than action, in my opinion. So she might.
And it might have just been Netflix playing a trailer that it thought that I would like.
Yeah,
for example,
they're trying to show you the action. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if you know Ryan Reynolds, it's very much a Ryan Reynolds movie. Like it's like they give him like a co-writing credit on it or something. Like it's just let him go and let him riff, and just insult children and go nuts. So it's a little much at times. Like, Ryan Reynolds needs to be reined in sometimes. The kid is great though. Like from what I heard, this kid has just done like a middle school play when they scouted him, and that was it.
Huh.
And so obviously went from doing like middle school to like Hollywood movies, and he did an awesome job in my opinion. He does a really good job of imitating Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
So.
I mean Deadpool.
He does.
I mean.
Yeah, the video that I saw was Ryan Reynolds in a car with the kid in the backseat, and the kid was quoting Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie just going off.
That's the first one I saw. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And there's one more recently. Like I saw it like within the last month, I think.
Okay.
And it was like this. I can't remember. It was the same. No, it was the craft dinner one. There was a craft dinner one recently.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. It looked like it was supposed to be an ad, but it could not have been. It could not have been. And it said something along the lines of, or someone, I think Ryan Reynolds had tweeted it and said these were the takes where we can share or something like that, or these were the cleanest takes or something like that. I can't remember. Cleanest
Okay.
outtakes maybe it was. Yeah.
Oh man, I can only imagine what his actual outtakes are.
Yeah. No filters.
No filters. And then before that, I watched a movie called Against the Ice, which is a story of Danish explorers in the Arctic, trying to discover disputed lines between the U.S. and the Danish on Greenland.
Oh.
Like it's very early, very early. It's basically just like a survival type movie. These people live on the ice. I think I wanted just a little bit more out of it. It's good, but
Okay.
not a whole lot happens in it.
That's
They're
pretty much what
literally
I would
just
guess
walking-
from the cover.
Yeah, yeah. The acting was good though, but
That's good. So
Yeah.
to spiral from Ryan Reynolds, or to
Oh,
tangent
geez, here
from
we go.
Ryan Reynolds, Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place. Ever seen that TV show? Probably
No.
not. You were probably not in the country when it was out.
I was probably not in the country. No,
But it was him and another guy and a girl, and they had this sitcom called Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place. Anyway, I enjoyed that TV show a lot, and that's my roots of liking Ryan Reynolds. But to go on a tangent from that, because I did watch that show a little bit, and it doesn't hold up, but it's still
I
entertaining.
can imagine
it's
that,
still
yeah.
funny, but it's very dated. Anyway, Batman Pizza from Little Caesars. Did you have
Little
one?
Caesars. Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh, we had one.
Is it any good?
It was pretty good. Yeah,
Okay.
it was good. I want another one now. I'm looking at the picture because I'm going through my photos to try and remember what I've done in the last month, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Batman pizza. We ordered 2 of them, and I think we had it 2 days in a row because we had some like enough left over for me and my son to have some the next day or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
delicious.
Have you seen the Batman yet?
No, I have not seen the
Oh,
Batman.
I really want to go to the theater and watch it.
My wife went to the theater and watched something. What did she watch? Oh, her and the kids went and watched Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is like last year movie, but
Yeah.
it was on March break. It was like a super cheap day, like $3.50 person.
Okay. Yeah.
So she took the kids, and then my son asked my mother-in-law if she wanted to go with them. Like, he just out of the blue. She's like, "Oh, we're going to see a movie tomorrow," and he's like, "Do you want to come with us?" So she went. She's retired
why not?
now anyway, so
Yeah. Go have some fun with the grandkids.
yeah. They enjoyed that.
That's good.
My wife and I have been watching Baroness von Sketch show, which I mentioned because
I've heard of it. Yeah, I think you've mentioned it. Yeah.
I mentioned it because we were talking about LOL, like the last one laughing people.
Yeah.
So we started watching the show. I showed my wife it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of this, or I've seen a few of those girls on things." So we watched the show, and there was a couple things we had seen that were like skits you pass around on like YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of them we'd seen, but it's pretty good. It's like a sketch comedy show with all like a group of 4 women that are pretty much in almost every sketch. It's funny as hell though.
Okay. Where are you watching that?
It is on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
Yeah. Right? I'm not crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I remember it being easy to watch. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
That's good.
Why am I not believing myself now? No. Maybe it's on Plex. I'm watching it. Yeah, it's a Canadian show. So I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
on Plex. It's on Netflix. Sorry, it's on Netflix.
It's on Plex.
It's on Plex, not Netflix.
It's on Netplex.
Netflix. The Plex of my house.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, not Netflix. And what else? Speaking of Netflix, I watched the first 3 episodes of Murderville. Have you heard of
Okay,
this
yeah.
one?
That's the one with Will Arnett, right?
Yeah. So Will Arnett is like a murder mystery detective, and he's trying to solve a murder, but he has a guest star come on every episode to improv their portion of the show. And the first episode, we've only watched the first 3, I think it was, and that is a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
And why was I not able to find who it was on the first 3 episodes that I watched? There. Why does IMDb have to move this episode stuff around all the time? So Conan O'Brien was on the first episode, and he was really good. Because he's just,
He's an improv guy.
Oh,
That's
so
all
we've
he
only
does,
seen
yeah.
2 episodes then. That's what it was. And then Marshall Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. He's a
Yeah,
football player.
He's a
right?
football player, and he did way better than you would expect a football player to do.
Really? Okay.
He wasn't as good as Conan O'Brien, of course, because he's not. He's not like trained. But the next one is, oh my god, I can't remember his name. Freaking from. Oh my god. From the Silicon Valley and the superhero, freaking Kamal. Right?
It's coming.
Kumail
Nanjiani?
Yeah, Nanjiani. That's it.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I'm sitting here blanking because I'm trying to remember what superhero he was
On the Eternals.
on the Eternals. But what was his name on that? I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I haven't.
So
still
I
haven't
heard
seen
that
the
one's
Eternals.
supposed to be good with him, and then I don't know. Terry and Ann Murphy on the next one. Doesn't matter. There is a Ken Jeong on the last episode though too.
That would be interesting.
Sharon Stone and it says Terry and Sharon Stone. Terry, oh, that's who the main character is, right? So Annie Murphy and then Sharon Stone are the other 2. But yeah, Ken Jeong should be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Him in improv.
Especially if he comes in character.
So that was Murderville. I'll get back to repeating the name of it.
Yes.
Because I didn't repeat the name of the last show, which was Baroness Von Sketch Show. It's a Canadian sketch show. I have no idea if you can watch that in the States.
I'm sure you can find clips of it somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely lots
At
of clips
least.
of it on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
They know how to do their thing with getting it.
Their social media game is on
It
point.
definitely is. Like, you gotta love when shows do that. Like, Schitt's Creek was really good with that. They made GIFs of everything, right?
Yeah.
And they knew what they were doing. And I wish more shows would make their own GIFs of segments or jokes on the show with the text, like, already done. And even if they throw their own little logo in the corner, I don't care. Like, that's all
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek does, was threw their logo in the corner so people knew what it was.
Yeah. I mean, we use it in our Discord all the time.
Yeah.
So. It's working.
I have full conversations in just GIFs. With,
Those are the
with
best
friends all the
conversations.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the best. 'Cause you gotta use like creativity with it. That's why I like
Exactly.
it.
Yep.
So I've also been watching a Netflix
How
show.
random is that? Sarah just replied to my Little Caesars pizza tweet right now.
She can hear us. She heard us talking about her before.
She said they call Little Caesars little greasers.
She's not wrong.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh, I was gonna say I did watch a Netflix show, and it's one that you will not care about at all. Want to take a guess?
I don't know anything that I won't care about, but
Oh, you definitely won't care about this. I mentioned it in a previous episode, and you were just like, nah, don't care.
I don't know.
This is the season 4 of Formula One Drive to Survive,
Oh.
which I've said in the past, even if you don't know anything about Formula One, you can watch the show.
Not that I
and be
wouldn't care.
Thoroughly
It's just
entertained.
that I have so many things to watch before I get to that desire
Yeah.
of watching.
I understand. I understand.
In fact, I should
But-
send you some things to watch just so you don't need to watch this anymore.
I like it. It's so good. Honestly, the cinematography in Formula One is so good. Like the shots they get of the cars is so good. It looks amazing. the storylines. It literally is reality TV, right? Like they're just telling you what happens on track.
But it's not the real people. It's like reenactments.
It is the real people.
Okay.
It is the real people.
I was assuming
Yeah.
it was
It's
like
the
reenacted.
No, it's the actual drivers. It's the actual teams. It's the actual team managers. It's the actual team owners that are talking, and they're it's just interesting to see. The separation in teams. Like you have the team like Mercedes, who has like an unlimited budget and unlimited team, and all these. They're winning every race basically, that kind of thing. And then you have a team like, there's a team they're called Haas, and the biggest dig on the latest, I think it was this, I forget what season it was, maybe it was last season, but they're like, Mercedes says that they have as many people on vacation as the entirety of Team Haas has in total.
Yeah.
Right? So how does a team like Haas compete with Mercedes? And so it's like watching that dynamic. How do they get their drivers? How do they set up their cars? It's strategies on the track, like how to defend, how to attack, how to all these things that you just never know about. Like I literally started watching season 1 having no idea what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm fully in on Formula 1. Like I'm following it on Twitter. I'm watching clips on YouTube. And it's just like, it's such an emotional roller coaster. It's fantastic. So.
Okay. Yeah. Someday I'll maybe get around to watching it.
If anyone listening, if you like racing at all, even if you like racing games, go and watch the show. Give it a couple episodes. They're not long. They range from like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So it's not
Formula 1 Drive to Survive.
Formula 1 Drive to
on
Survive.
Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah. So I watched The Kingsman 2021.
The newest one?
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but the other Kingsman movies were more entertaining, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good. Just wasn't as good as the other ones. Like there was no zaniness per se. There was a bit of gory killing and stuff like that, but it was pretty tame and predictable, I think.
Does this also have Taron? Is it Taron Egerton? Is that his name? Taron Egerton?
The kid that you
Egerton?
liked?
Yeah.
No, this is like a prequel.
Prequel? Okay.
Yeah.
No, my reason saying is I don't like him. That's...
Oh, okay. Somebody I was just talking to recently said they liked him, I thought. But
Okay.
no, this is like all the origin story of it. Yeah.
Okay. I might check it out. He's been the main reason I haven't been following the series.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, then maybe you'll like this one. But,
maybe, yeah.
But if you liked the like absurdity and humor of the other ones, this one's less of that. That's all.
I think I just got turned off from the first one because it was like the zaniness of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got like spoilers for anyone. There's like a church massacre,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it went from like zany fun to just like kind of off. Like why is this guy just like killing all these people in a church, like these innocent people? Like they're going crazy, but it's just like
Yeah,
it was
'cause
such
kill or be
a
killed.
weird turn. Yeah, it's just such a weird turn.
It was
just
a
like,
weird turn. It's like they
Yeah,
really wanted to have a scene like that, and they couldn't think of a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
That
same
just
thing
felt
in the
like-
first
It
movie
just felt bad.
with the heads. Did you ever see that part? Near the end?
Maybe. Is it in the first movie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first movie.
I don't. It's not ringing a bell. So
Maybe it was the second, but I thought it was the first. Anyway.
I've only watched the first one.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember which one's which now, or how it goes. But anyway, it was just like absurd gore for the sake of absurd gore kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind that. It's just for some reason that first one bothered me. I don't know why. Who knows?
Well, the kid's in the second one more, but I thought he was more fun to watch. I'm pretty sure it was my coworker that said he liked the kid, and I didn't really.
Okay.
I didn't love the kid at first. Like I kept calling him a kid. He's older than I am probably, but
He's probably the same age. He's the same age.
probably. But still, he comes off as being a young kid, like foolish and doing stupid things in the first one, but the second one is better that way, I think, because he's more a Kingsman, right? Like
Yeah.
more put together,
More
and
professional.
and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I might have to try it. Give it
Yeah,
a
you should
second
just
shot.
watch them all. Just do it.
I should.
If you don't like the second one, the third one is completely different. Like I find it totally different. It still follows it's like the origin story of how the King's Men became to be the King's Men.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I watched a movie that I've been waiting to watch for a long time.
Yeah. What's that?
I watched. Oh, I need to check my.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I just want to make sure I get the right title here. I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, I watched that as well.
Did you?
Yes, my wife and I watched that.
Oh. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
It's somewhere in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that was 2 thumbs up, man. 2
I
thumbs
keep
up.
hearing that from people, and I'm just like, I'm not getting it. I liked that the old guys were there. That was fun.
Yeah.
But like the movie itself, I found was meh.
I can see.
Like,
I understand
if you
that.
you could remove everything about Aunt May and
Yeah.
Happy, and that wouldn't have to be there. And then I still feel that
We should put a spoiler warning, by the way.
I'm just saying that part
Yeah.
I'm leaving clear enough. But
Yeah.
the stuff with Doctor Strange, same thing. I feel like it was unnecessary and crowbarred in there.
I think they did that because they're trying to also set up the next
Crowbarred
Doctor
in there.
Strange
Yeah, I
movie.
agree. It felt out of place. It felt like they were trying too hard to do it, I think. But that's my
I understand
opinion about it.
but at the same time, I understand it's also just a superhero movie, and they're gonna do strange things to make things work, right? Like they've done that the whole time.
I know, but they don't usually put the blame on superheroes. That's the thing that's different.
That was the only thing that I disagreed with, is like Doctor Strange came down so harsh and just like, Spider-Man, this is all your fault.
Yeah.
Your fault. You did all of this. Blah blah blah. I was like, no, Doctor Strange, this is technically your fault because you agreed to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In all of your infinite wisdom that you can look through the future,
But
and you
that's
can see
not
all
what he would do. Like that's
No,
that's what I
exactly.
found anyway. That's what I thought.
That aside,
While watching it, I
again,
thought that. I'm just like, this wouldn't happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You feel like you know the characters well enough to know.
Yeah.
And that's
But,
why I
that-
feel like, wah, wah, right? The rest of
But
it, yeah.
aside from that, they just needed a catalyst to bring more people into it, right?
But it was
So-
a very important thing. Without that, there's no movie, right? That's why I
Yeah.
always feel like that explanation needs to be good.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
Unless it's the Kingsman, then it's like, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter how you got here. It's about the ride. But with these superhero movies, I feel like they try to pride themselves on every detail. Yeah.
I honestly, I was there for the ride and I was enjoying it the whole way. Like I came downstairs, I shut all the lights off. I had my TV blaring.
Did you watch it with your wife? Did she watch it with you?
No, she doesn't care about
My
it.
wife watched it. She
Did she?
wanted
Okay.
to watch it.
That's
And
good.
she felt the
Did she
same
like
way
it?
as me about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And she hasn't even
When-
seen the previous movies at all to know anything about Doctor Strange.
I don't think that's entirely necessary. It would help, but has she seen like all the other Spider-Man movies?
No.
I think that
think
was
she's seen
that was a
any
big
of them.
proponent for me. And that's why it didn't mean as much, right? Because
But I've
for
seen them
me
all.
having grown up on like the original movies, and then the Andrew Garfield ones, I went to the theaters to watch those and I enjoyed them for what they were, and I don't know, I've just been a fan. And so to see everything kind of culminate in one movie, and the villains and them talking, and I don't know, it was great. I thought it was great.
I liked a lot of it.
Yeah.
It was just the glaring details that I did not like.
Man, it brought a tear to my eye, okay? It brought a tear to my eye. I don't cry in movies.
You do now.
Oh, I do now. I'm an old man.
So, something I've been doing. I don't know how long it's been now I've been working on it, but I want to add addressable LED lights to my house. Have I told you this or not? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
we had a big conversation about it last
Okay,
episode.
okay. So I've been working on it more, and I've gotten further and further, and I've been buying parts, and it's like now ready for me to like actually mount to the inside of my garage, drill a hole through the wall, and run a wire out, and then put all the lights up. Like that's
Okay,
the stage I'm pretty much at now.
you're pretty much there. You figured out your issue.
Which I don't remember what issue I was having.
It was like the controller issue, basically.
Yeah, I've got everything figured out. It's great.
Okay.
Everything works awesome. It now broadcasts to FM radio station, so people that drive by can have their radio on to a certain station and see music go with my lights if they want
Okay,
to.
good.
Yeah, like everything's working great. I've got it in a waterproof box that'll go in my garage. And all the parts I need are here. I even started buying parts for expanding it. I
Okay.
found these little controllers that connect through to Wi-Fi and are programmable, and they'll connect through Wi-Fi to my master controller, which is running on Raspberry Pi, and I can control
Yeah.
additional lights with those. So that's gonna be cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. So for now, I'm just doing the roof line of the house, and the second story roof line of the house I'll do later, whenever the heck I decide I want to get a Zoom boom or climb up there, whatever.
Yeah, just climb up there. You're
Yeah,
fine.
I haven't yet. That's all. I've never done that on the house yet. Yeah. So that's fun.
Cool. I look forward to
I'd show you my screen
Halloween.
and yeah,
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween and Valentine's Day and Christmas and all of
Valentine's Day. You're gonna do
it.
a LED show.
I'll do
for
anything.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day?
any excuse, man. Any excuse to use these things.
Canada Day.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, Canada Day.
Flash red and white to "Oh Canada." on your
I can
FM
make it
radio.
look like freaking fireworks if I want. Eventually, I want to put up some kind of like they call them props, or like you can put up a big screen of LEDs.
Yep.
Like pretty much the LED screen you got me, I can put that something like that up, but with multicolored LEDs,
Yeah.
and put that on the side of
can,
my
like,
house,
draw pictures
or
and-
yeah, or in a window. We've got a big bay window. That'd be really cool there, but.
Yeah.
Or the garage door. I've seen guys do their entire garage door of LEDs and make it like a screen. You can play a
Yeah.
movie on or like whatever you want.
That's cool.
All depends on how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, exactly. How much money do you want to put into this?
Well, I'm already like over 600 into it, so.
Did you end up just throwing money at the problem?
No.
Was that
no,
the-
No, I'm
okay.
I'm going way cheaper than anybody else has done. Like I'm in a Facebook group for it, and I'm just like, hey, I haven't seen anybody post anything the way I'm doing it, so here I am sharing. And people were like, oh, cool. How'd you do this? What'd you do there? How'd you do that? What'd you wire up that? So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And a previous coworker of mine is one that I knew was doing this, and he described what he was doing. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but that's just throwing money at it, right?
Yeah.
So I found a cheaper way to do it using a Raspberry Pi and no extra controllers. It's simpler, and I can't do as many lights this way, but with these wireless add-on things, I can do more. But he's actually one of like the experts in the group for this like worldwide group at Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon you will be the expert.
I don't mind being a minor expert. Yeah.
One more movie I want to bring up.
Only one more?
Another movie came out.
I'm only halfway. I'm not even halfway through my list.
Oh, jeez, man, you got room here. I watched Jackass Forever,
Oh God.
and it was fantastic.
We'll leave it at that.
I forget. Are you a Jackass fan, or are you not a
No,
Jackass
not at
fan?
all.
Oh man, the stunts in this one are hilarious.
Like,
There's
take
a
what
lot
they
of-
do, and I could watch like an eighth of it, maybe, and then that'll be okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's very funny. It is awkward a little bit because one of the guys who's been like a mainstay on the series, you probably heard of his name, Bam Margera.
Mm-hmm.
He did Wild Boys and CKY and all that stuff.
Yeah. And Viva la
He
Bam.
basically got, yeah, Bam, yeah. He basically got fired from the set So he's not in the movie at all. There is one clip, and you can kind of see him in the background.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, he's not in the movie, which is a little bit unfortunate. Um, I'm not exactly sure what the circumstances were, but from what I understand, it had to do with uh, a drug relapse, basically, and he wasn't staying true to what he said he would do for the show, so they ended up cutting him off. And I think he's suing. He's suing the production for whatever, I don't even know. So, but yeah, other than that, all the guys on that show are getting old.
yeah.
They got gray hair now, and so this movie brings in like newer, younger people to
Okay.
it's kind of like the handing of the torch to the next generation
Gotcha.
of Jackass. So, it's good. It's funny. There's a lot of a lot of poop in it. There's a lot of genitalia things that happen.
Neither things that I really want to see full-grown men doing on television.
I just watch it because it's so stupid and it makes me laugh. That's the only thing. So there's even a couple that were so funny. I called my wife down. I'm like, come and watch this. Like, she has never watched an episode of it or anything. So I actually went back to like Jackass 3 and I was like, oh, watch this one. This one's really funny. So I got her on a couple and she thought they were pretty funny. So I don't show her any of the gross ones though.
Yeah. I'll admit they're clever and funny, but most of it is just inappropriate, not enjoyable for me. No. Kind of like Tom Green stuff. Like, he's absolutely hilarious, but there are boundaries he pushes that I just don't want him to be anywhere near. I watched.
That's it, man. That's all I've seen.
Okay, like I said, I'm less than half. Well, I did. Oh, No Way Home is one of mine. So anyway, I watched Rarity, video game collecting in the modern era, which is free to watch on Plex with ads.
Okay.
It is a documentary about a lot of people we know.
Really?
Yeah. Let me bring it up again. I'd already had it open, but I like John Riggs is on it. And so is John Hancock is in it, and James Rolfe is interviewed in it as well, and one of the guys from Retro Pixel Squad guys, not Ricky, but who's the main guy? Aaron, right?
Aaron, yeah.
Riff,
who goes by Riff now.
Yeah.
It's very...
He's credited in the credits on IMDb as Aaron, but...
Aaron, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people we know on that. That one I found was a lot, like, it dwelled way too much on rating games.
Okay.
Getting your games, like, sealed in carbonite.
Like WADA or VGA.
Yeah, like they talked about the WADA guy a lot, and they interviewed him a lot. Like, I think that they were good buddies, is my guess.
Was this before or after the WADA scandal?
So it came out 2021.
So, like, probably right at the height of it.
Possibly. They didn't mention that. They talked about WADA and, some people think that sealing these games up and the games are meant to be played. And they did give another guy's point of view, but I didn't feel like it was really a neutral point of view from watching it.
Okay.
It was still neat to watch, especially because there's so many people we know on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still worth watching for free on Plex with ads. Yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, and they also talked about the My Retro Life guy who has all those videos of him and his dad. They interviewed him, and he talks quite a bit, or a decent amount about it, about other things as well. They just get his opinion on other stuff, but yeah, he's in it too.
Cool.
But the director starts off the documentary with interviewing himself. I don't love that. But he's a collector too, so that's why. But yeah.
Yeah.
It just felt
in there.
tacky to start with yourself. If I had to be honest, which I always am. Oh, it looks like they're working on a part 2. They're in post-production of part 2. Huh.
The scandal.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. What else? I'll just.
What else?
So Resident Alien, I've still been watching with Alan Tudyk as it comes out.
Yep.
Catfish, I've still been watching MTV Catfish as it comes out. And then I watched Upload on Amazon Prime, season 1 and season 2. It
Upload.
is
Okay.
a TV show about a world basically in the future where when you're dying or about to die, they will take your consciousness and upload it to a cloud world if you're rich
Okay.
enough, basically.
Okay, yeah, this sounds familiar. I think I've seen
Yeah.
a preview for
So this guy's girlfriend is paying for him to go, and he goes, and he didn't really actually love her, so he feels like now he's obligated to stay with her because she's alive and he's dead, and she's paying for him to stay in this place.
this. If she breaks up, then she can remove him from the cloud?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a neat. I like the technology part of it. It's cool, and it's in the future, and people that want to visit go in VR to visit people in this place, and 2 seasons. To be honest, not a whole lot actually happens, but it's still entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
lots of interesting characters on it as well. And then Spider-Man No Way Home I watched, and then last one, Laughing. We did watch all of it. I don't remember if I said that or not last time we talked.
It wasn't all out last time.
Okay,
we talked, so.
that's when it was only 2 episodes, right? They released 2 episodes at a time, so we watched the whole thing.
I think okay.
Did you ever watch it or not?
I haven't finished it.
Okay,
I'll be honest, I haven't finished it.
it was
So,
good. I liked it a lot.
Good.
The end
Okay,
was
good.
good. I'd love to talk to you about the end when you do finish it.
Okay.
Spoiler
I-
talk,
I've
or even if it's
been
just
meaning
us
to-
talking. Because I talked to
Yeah,
my wife
we'll
about it,
talk,
and she
I'm
does
sure.
not agree with what I thought. But that's
Oh,
fine.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my wife and I also watched Last One Laughing Australia, which is also on Prime,
Okay.
and that was pretty
there-
good. We didn't.
Is there also isn't there a last one laughing like just called
Mexico,
Last One Laughing
Italy.
from the,
Is there? I don't think there's.
is it? I think there's an America, wasn't there?
I
not?
don't think there is. No, not that
Okay.
I could find, and I looked. So the show is Japan, Mexico, Australia, Italy, Iran, Germany, Spain, France, India, Brazil, Canada, Albania.
Oh, random.
Yeah. Now, unless there is an
Is the last
original
one, is the last one laughing Japan actually last one laughing Japan, or is it
no,
documental?
it's about document. Yeah, the documental.
It's documental.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're just talking about all the variants, and that's obviously the Japanese one, right? As
Yeah.
far as I know, there is no American one at all. This does not talk about an American one. The Australian one was nice because at least they speak English.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The rest of them, they don't. We checked out Mexico on Prime just to be like, I wonder if they dubbed it in English. Nope, they did not.
No.
So we didn't bother with that. But the Australia one's good, even though we didn't know anybody. But they definitely get more crazy, like the Japan one sounds like they do.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Not a lot. It's mainly one guy on the Australia one, but it was still interesting. And we got to see some comedians from Australia that were like, oh, I'd watch that person again. And the host for it was Rebel Wilson.
Yep.
And
Okay.
she's funny.
She's
always
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
But we didn't know anybody else from Australia on that one. But we got to know them. And there's one guy who I'm like, me and my wife both like, yes, we would absolutely watch that guy's show. So I went and tried to find his show, but of course it's harder to find because it's from Australia. But
Is a Hamish Blake on there by any chance? Probably not.
I don't think so.
I'd love to see him on a show.
No, I don't think he was on it. No. Nope. I was gonna say I don't know the name Hamish, so I don't think so. But
Okay.
yeah. And then what else did I do or watch? I'm gonna jump to something that we did or I've done. My
Okay.
basement with the leak. We finally
yes,
have
we
a
need-
guy coming to look at it or coming to work on it.
Just coming to look
I
at it. Okay.
cut the hole in the wall myself. I
Did you?
stayed
Okay.
between the studs because that's what everything I saw online was like. You know, if you're cutting drywall and you want to fix it easily, cut from stud to stud, center of the studs, cut out a section, do whatever you need to do, and then it's easier to patch. So I did that, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to patch it myself. And then I start to look it up, and I'm like, all right, I should replace the insulation in here because I don't know if it got moldy or not. Like, There's no
Yeah.
mold that I can see in there, but at the bottom it's a little bit dirty. I can't tell if that's where mold was growing, so I just ripped it out, sprayed it with bleach, scrubbed it, sprayed it with bleach again, and then dried it out with fans. And then I pulled
Yeah.
up the carpet, same thing. I could definitely see some mold under there, so I scrubbed it, bleached it, let it dry, scrubbed it, bleached it, let it dry. And then pulled the trim off before, obviously pulling up the carpet. And there was some mold on the back of the trim too. So I just threw the trim in the garbage, and started cutting over to the side more to see if there was more on the side. I didn't see any, but I also hit a stud where I didn't expect it because this is under a window, so it's like double studded, and then it's also like 18-inch centers instead of 16-inch.
Okay.
Because of the frame of the window, and then there's one more stud like 4 inches over from the edge of the window. I'm like, this is weird. So I stopped there because my stud finder also detects electricity.
Yeah.
It was saying there was electricity on these studs, and there definitely shouldn't be. So I just stopped there.
Yeah,
I'm
there
like,
shouldn't. Yeah.
I even felt around, and I'm like, there's no wires here. This thing's just acting stupid. Change the batteries on it. It's still acting stupid at that one spot. So there's something
It's
wrong.
picking something up. Yeah.
But only there,
Yes.
but there was a couple other places in that same area it was detecting electricity, even though there isn't any there. So, and there's an exterior wall, so I know where the electricity is in it. But whatever. We tried calling a guy to fix before I cut it open. And I think I told you that no one was coming and everything like that. We got one guy to come quote, and then he never called back. We called him, emailed him, texted him. He still didn't call back. So, talked to a coworker of mine, and he recommended a guy. So I call up this, I called him up. He said, "Sure, I'll be over," I forget what he said. He came over anyway and took a look, and he's like, it'll be like $400 to fix it. I'm like, sure. He said, "I'll paint the whole wall. That way it's all the same. $400 is his material cost and everything." Okay.
Not bad.
We already got money from insurance to do all this stuff, so why not? And then, like, a week goes by and he still didn't come by to actually start working when he said he was going to. And I'm texting him as he goes. I'm like, "Are you still coming?" And, I'll have to be tomorrow. I'll have to be tomorrow. I'll have to be tomorrow. I'll have to be next week. All this crap. And then he finally texted me back after like the fourth time he didn't show and said, "I probably should have told you, but about 2 years ago I bought a restaurant, so that's taking up all my time. I don't really do house repairs anymore." I'm like, dude, why did you agree to do this?
Oh man.
So later I got talking to him. Can you guess what restaurant in town he bought?
Would I know it?
Oh yeah, everybody knows it.
Is it local or is it a chain?
It's local. Breakfasty food.
Breakfasty food.
At 8 Mills Diner.
Country boy.
He owns Country Boy.
That explains
30
a lot.
years that place has been around, he said.
Oh,
He's
I
owned
don't
it for
know.
just over 2 years, I think he said. Obviously, COVID was hard with not being very busy and employees being off and all this crap. But it sounds like business is ramping back up to absolute normal now, and he's busy.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm still going to come do this. I just may not be able to show up all the time, basically. So he showed up on Monday to do the work finally and started it, and then comes back Tuesday and says, "Oh, it didn't dry as much as I hoped. I'm going to have to come back twice tomorrow."
Twice tomorrow. Okay.
Because he thought he could get it. He thought he needs to do more steps. He missed one spot. He didn't do as good as he wanted and something else and whatever. So then he shows up the next day and says, "Actually, I can't." So I think it was Wednesday. And he's like, "I can't come Thursday or Friday. It's just too busy at the restaurant. I'll be back Monday, Tuesday to finish it." Monday and Tuesday.
well.
I'm like, as long as
Yeah.
you show up, I don't care, but stop making
Yeah.
promises you can't stick to. Because I literally had to text him the words, "Are you still able to come today?" more than 3 times. It
Yeah.
was kind of ridiculous, but it's just kind of the way it goes, right? Then he texts me to say, "Hey, what was your drywall size? I don't remember. I'm doubting myself." I'm like, come on, man. Like, "Is today still
Take
going to
some
work for
notes.
you?" I texted him at 3:44 on a Wednesday. He said he was going to come. Nope, can't. Are you still able to come this week? I texted him on a Friday at 8:51 in the morning. "Unfortunately, I won't be able to this until next week." Like, just over and over and over
Just
again.
constant,
Yeah.
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 Hey, you get what you pay for, man. $400.
Yeah. But he's doing good work. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of...
Did you actually fix the leak, though?
The leak was from the window caused by the window well filling up, caused by the drainage for the window well being plugged. That is not yet fixed because we are waiting for excavation from the crack specialists, and they have to come out and dig it up, which is April.
Yeah. April, okay. Well, that's this month, technically.
Yeah.
When this podcast comes out.
Yeah, it's like the 17th or something that they're coming out, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's getting to be soon.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a big job.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely.
Hope it doesn't rain a lot before that. April's not known
You don't want
for
more?
rain.
You don't want a swimming pool beside your
I
house?
do not want a swimming pool in my basement, no. Not unless it's built correctly.
It's an indoor pool, man.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
So, another thing I'm doing, or up to, is Steam Deck.
Yes.
So,
have you got... last time we spoke...
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Last time we spoke,
Yeah.
you were like, I'm going to get an email
That's correct.
tomorrow or next week.
Yeah. That's what it was supposed to
And
be.
it's been a month.
They're still emailing weekly. They're emailing in batches, but they're not exactly telling how they determine the batches.
Mm-hmm.
The assumption is it's in the order that you reserved. Well, I reserved 10 minutes after the reservations opened. The website was dying when I did it, or else I would have been there within a minute of it. But I got in within 10 minutes, and I still have not been able to do my order.
Wow.
This is possibly normal because this coming Monday, the 28th, is the last possible day they could possibly email me to order it. Because they said by the end of the month, everyone will have it. No, it's not just that. You can also go to the website where you did the order, like the store.steampowered.com/Steam Deck, and check your reservation. If your reservation's still there as a reservation, then you're not ready to order yet. It will change to an order now when you're available to order or able to order.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you canceled yours?
Not yet.
So hopefully by the time everyone hears this, I will have ordered.
I'm after Q2, so there's no rush.
You were Q2 before or not? Or you were always after
No,
Q2?
I was after Q2.
Well, now they have that updated, so it now says Q3 or after Q3. And they've also added months in there as well, because people don't understand what Q means, as in quarter. Like literally, so many people in the Facebook group I'm in for Steam Deck are asking, what does Q1 mean? What does Q2 mean? What's a quarter? Yeah, they're probably just young. I didn't know what a quarter was until I started working in the business world, but
yeah.
Josh is checking to see what it says.
Mine says, okay, my expected order delivery is Q3, July to September 2022.
Okay. Well, mine says expected order delivery Q1, January to March 2022. So, if it doesn't come this Monday, I'm screwed, and they forgot about me somehow.
Well, you can have mine.
There were also issues with people. Sorry, what was that?
We ordered the same model, so you're not missing out.
Yeah. I'm still tempted to get another one with my son's account. Just order the better model. Or get the lowest model and upgrade the SSD yourself. Because people are doing that as well.
Yeah, but aren't you getting like a worse screen? Is it a screen?
The screen is etched on the higher model.
On the higher one,
yeah.
Okay.
It's just an anti-glare screen, basically, which would be cool because the Switch screen, if you've ever used it handheld, the glare on it can suck sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it's worse as a glasses wearer, I don't know, but it definitely sucks.
Just get like one of those. There's going to be screen protector things you probably
I don't think those help the screen with glare, though.
Yeah, if you get a matte finish one, it would.
Yeah, I've never seen a matte finish one that I know of, or an anti-glare one. They have
one will. They'll make them.
Yeah,
don't worry, they'll make them.
Let's see. I'm gonna actually just search for Nintendo. This is good podcasting.
People love the clickety clack.
Anti-glare screen protector. So it is a thing. Anti-glare. Can I lower sun protection on the Steam or on the Switch? Yeah, they exist for Switches, so I'm assuming they'll exist for.
They'll make them for
this
this.
too.
Absolutely, they will.
Yeah. So if you could save yourself a lot of money, that'd be nice.
Man, why you gotta swear and make me? I don't even have my notepad out for this.
Man. And you won't know what time it is. Maybe I'll just clap a whole bunch of times, and that'll make you find it, right? That sounds
There's
good.
my notepad.
So I'm the IT guy for my family, if you didn't know. And my grandma gave me her old dead computer a couple years ago. Like, hey, try and fix this. So I take the computer, put it in my garage. I look at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the power supply is dead. So it's got a proprietary power supply because it's one of those smaller computers, like an Acer. And I plug in a regular power supply, just sticking out the back. Just the cords are hanging out the back. I plug it all in. It works. So I'm like, okay, the computer works, but this obviously isn't a good solution for her. So computer stays in my garage for the next 3 years, and she buys a laptop because she's like, I can use a laptop anyway. So computer just sits there in my garage. I used it a little bit because I had to hook up a floppy drive for that LCD display you gave me to try and get a floppy working. Obviously, that didn't work out because it still isn't working. But it was sitting in my garage, hooked up and going. So my brother then gives me his computer and says, this is slow. Can you do anything about it? So I've had that for, I don't know, a year. And he's like, hey, are you done with that computer yet? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you wanted that back. So I go in the garage and pull it out, start working on it. And he's like, is there any way to upgrade it? I'm like, well, probably not. It's so old at this point. Like it's probably not worth upgrading anything. But I get looking at it. I'm like, this is an Acer. It's a lot like Grandma's. Okay, well, let's take a look at Grandma's. Okay, her processor is like 25% faster than Ryan's, and she has almost like double the RAM. So she doesn't need it. I'll just put Ryan's power supply in her computer. I check the specs of the processors, and the newer processor actually uses less power because it's a smaller like circuitry. So the power supply is powerful enough. So I swap over the power supply from her computer to his. Boom. Sorry, from his computer to hers. Boom. Hers is working, and he gets a free upgrade, basically. So I messaged him and let him know, and then got Windows for him installed and all that stuff, and honky-dory off to the races. Yeah.
Nice.
Another thing I did.
Mr. IT over here.
Yeah, literally. All the time. What else did I do? More pictures. I also watched Vox Machina on Amazon Prime, which is a cartoon anime based on a D&D campaign of people like
I've heard
Dungeons
people
Dragons.
talking about this. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Like, it's a ragtag group of heroes that, individually would not be able to do anything, but because they're together and team blah blah blah, and it's an entertaining show. It's funny, it's gory at times, it's like adult humor and stuff like that. Bill and Joe actually just talked about it. I think Joe brought it up.
Joe did. Bill had no interest.
Yeah, which is funny because Bill criticized Joe all the time for not listening to what he has to say. But I watched season 1 and season 2 of that. It was pretty good on Prime.
Okay.
That's a Vox Machina, which is Machina. I swear there are so many things out there that are using that name or variances on that name.
Yeah.
Like there's a Steam game called Vax Machina, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, VR game. Why can't I find it? I just had it there. Vax Machina game. It was a VR game. Anyway. Vax Machine AE. So Machine instead of Machina. No, IAE. Oh my god. INAE is the Steam game. It's also Vox though. Jeez. Anyway.
Okay.
But I've heard of something else recently that was also named that.
There's a game called Nex Machina, like
Yes,
NX
that's the other
Machina.
one that I've heard of recently,
Yeah.
right? Like,
And then there's the movie Ex Machina.
yep.
Yeah. So, which is a great movie, by the way.
No, it's not. What? I would love to sit down and criticize that movie with you. Or for you.
No, I won't hear it.
Yeah. Maybe for you then. So last thing
Well, I
on
can.
my watch list.
No,
Want
go for
that?
it. No, you can have it. Then we can.
Well, hold on. First of all, I also bought a new vacuum cleaner.
Oh wow, this is the premium content people are paying for.
This really sounds like we're
No
ripping off
wonder
Bill
this
and Joe,
podcast
doesn't it?
sucks.
Not very special at all. So we have a Dyson V6 cordless
Oh, you're fancy.
vacuum.
You got a fancy Dyson.
I bought it from the Dyson Canada refurb store on eBay with an eBay coupon while it was on sale 4 years ago. I think it was. Yeah, 4 years ago.
Okay.
2 years after, we had to replace the battery, and now it's 2 years again, and we pretty much need to replace the battery again. It's getting low. But just a couple months ago, I found another V6 on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji. I think it was Facebook Marketplace in New Hamburg, and the battery's dead. So I'm like, okay, I already know I can get a battery off Amazon for like $50. So I go buy that thing for, I think it was $50, and then bring it home, clean the crap out of it, and then it also didn't come with the dock, like the wall mount dock, or it didn't have a stick for it either, or beater bar, just one like regular thing. I'm like, this will be great for cleaning cars or whatever. So it's a good backup vacuum. But I found a deal on the wall mount on eBay for like $22 or something like that, shipped from Australia or something. I don't know how I got that deal, but worked out well. And then bought a new battery on Amazon for that, and now we've got two V6s. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, almost as good as Joe's whatever it was with the laser.
Yeah, so you can see the dirt on the floor.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. It's really ridiculous how much I actually enjoy cleaning vacuum cleaners. It's kind of like cleaning controllers, right? Like
I do that because I have to, not because I like doing it. Yeah,
I like doing it.
Do you?
Taking them apart and cleaning them. Yeah. Did you hear that? This has been my pictures. The owner of Valve was delivering Steam Decks.
Yeah, I
Gabe
saw that.
Newell?
Like the doorbell camera
Yeah.
pictures of.
There was videos too. They released a marketing video later on.
Well, yeah, they kind of had to. Thinking about the marketing of that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He's like he is so stinking rich. It's not even funny. He's an ex Microsoft like founder, like one of the first like 50 guys at Microsoft.
yeah.
And then id Software, I thought he was at too, if I recall correctly. But yeah, anyway, just one of those guys.
And he's doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. And Valve is privately owned. They're not like on the stock market or anything like that. They're owned by just him. That's it.
Just him, yeah. Jeez.
Yep.
If only.
I bought myself a Lego set, remote
Another
control
one.
tracked vehicle.
Ooh.
Yeah, I tweeted it. I don't know if you saw, but
I did see it.
this
yeah.
one flips
I was
over
pretending.
and it
Okay.
drives. You can continue driving with it flipped over. The body changes, like the body shifts back and forth. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's controlled by Bluetooth.
So like a hinge or a joint or whatever.
Not. Yeah, kind of, but it's like it like clicks into place too. It's pretty neat. Neat idea.
Interesting.
So I added that to my remote control car army. Remote control Lego car army, I should say. Oh, I have 5 of them now.
Man.
I could do a 6th
More
one.
than
I
people
took the
in your
motors
house.
out of it. What's that?
Okay. I was like, well, that's more than people in your house.
Well, we have as many switches as we have people in the house. That counts for
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Yeah. I already said that, but yeah. Another thing we watched on Netflix, Inventing Anna. So
Haven't
there's
heard of that
this real life person who was basically playing a German heiress, and she got like in with bankers in New York and the fashion crowd in New York and like basically all the rich people, and tricked her way in there, conned her way in there, and was living like she was stinking rich, traveling the world and stuff. And she's really just like she's a Russian like nobody basically,
Nobody.
but
Okay.
pretending to be a German heiress. Anyway, it's a documentary. No, it's not a documentary. Sorry, it's a show based on a true story. So there's some things that are tweaked from reality, but it was like a big trial a couple years ago, I guess. I don't know how big it was at the time. It's basically it wasn't a big deal, but they keep whatever. Yeah. Julia Garner
keep bringing it
plays
up.
the main character on it, and then My Girl, the lady from My Girl that played My Girl,
Okay.
she's the news reporter on the show. She's really good. My wife and I like her in pretty much anything she's in. She was also on Veep. She was good in that. Yeah. Really
Cool.
good show. Really interesting.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, on Netflix.
Okay.
Inventing Anna.
Gotcha.
And then that is all I've watched. I already talked about the deck purchase. I already talked about the basement. I have a hot seat. How's your butt?
You want to get to that right now? All right.
If you want to.
I mean, you've spoiled it now.
Because I actually planned one this time.
Did you? Look at you go.
Well, this time I stole someone else's questions off the internet and didn't even tweak them at all.
Perfect. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. They're actually decent ones. I did spend some time searching for good ones. All right.
All right. Hit me.
All right. Tell us about your craziest hotel experience.
Craziest hotel experience.
Motel, whatever.
Hotel, motel, whatever.
Holiday Inn, yeah.
We Holiday Inn.
Hotel,
yeah.
motel, Holiday Inn.
What would it be? There's been a couple, but there's nothing like. I think my best hotel experience. We went down to I forget what city it was in, but there's literally nothing in this town except for a hotel that has like a water park in it
Okay.
and like a play room like in the middle. So we went there with like my wife's family, and it literally just went there to the hotel to play on their indoor playground and water park. So
Okay.
it was, there
this
hasn't
is
been
for
like
kids. This isn't like Great Wolf Lodge or something like this. This is
no, this is like it's like a Comfort Inn or a Best Western or whatever. It's like,
weird.
It's like yeah, it's.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll have to look on my
Yeah, that's fine.
ask somebody, be like, where was that town that we went to? But it's like 2 or 3 hours away. So it's down south towards, you go like past London, down there somewhere.
Okay.
So
Well,
it wasn't like I don't think I've ever really had like a bad hotel experience.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is this question? I was hoping you had something because I don't have much, but like literally one time we went to a hotel that my wife's friend from school had gotten us like the hookup on this hotel because we were visiting her in Niagara Falls, and her mom works in the hotel industry, so she got us like this deal on this hotel. We go to the room and there's like water literally dripping in front of the door, and we're like, yeah, maybe not. So we like just got transferred to another floor. So that was the most interesting thing I think that's ever happened at a hotel.
My best deal on a hotel. I don't know if you remember, but like Kijiji used to have Kijiji deal of the day.
Don't think I ever did that.
You didn't? Okay, I did them a couple times just because I'm like this is too good. This is too good to pass up. I'll see. I expected
Was it like a Groupon basically, or
basically, yeah, but it was like through
Okay.
Kijiji.
Interesting.
So the one was like a Niagara Falls getaway package. Like I think it was just a one night thing, but it was like a motel room, and I think it was really cheap. It was like maybe $40 a night or something like that. Down from like
Which is like 110 is normal for Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Usually. In the off season even.
yeah. And this was, I think this was off season. That's why they're trying to like promote people to go down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like 50% off a room for one night. So I'm like, let's do this deal. We'll go down for a night and just do this is before we had kids, so it was no big deal.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'll just go to Niagara Falls for the day. No big deal. So I did the deal of the day, paid for it, and then like we were making plans, but I never got like my voucher. Basically, they mail you a voucher when you get to the motel. You give that to the whoever's running the motel. They scan it, and then they get their money from Kijiji then, right? So
Yeah.
but I wasn't getting the voucher. It was getting to be like almost, I want to say less than 8 hours before we were about to leave, and it still hadn't got a voucher. And it had been like 4 days since I'd paid for it. I'm like, maybe we got scammed. Maybe I'll have to ask for a refund on this. I think it was the morning of. I was just like, I can't believe this is like, still haven't got a voucher. So I was like, well, I guess we're not going. Like, sorry to my wife. I'm like, sorry, I guess we're not going. Like, so I put in for the refund, and about 30 minutes later, I got a voucher in the mail, in my email. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, we got the voucher. Okay, we're going. So we just got in the car and we left. We went to it came with like free breakfast in the morning, and we spent the day at Niagara Falls, and basically had a night. And then as we were leaving the hotel, I got an email from Kijiji saying, your refund has been processed. Here you go. Here's your money back.
That's where I thought you were going to go with that.
So I got to stay in the motel for free.
That's the way you do it.
That was my best deal.
Not condoning it.
There's a reason Kijiji Deals is not around anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Well, that sounds like they screwed it up on their end.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What would be your parents' reaction if they took a look at your messenger or text messages?
It would depend on who I was talking to.
This is what I figured you were going to say.
If it's just like, I don't know, messages to you are pretty, I mean, they're mostly just GIFs, so it's not that big of a deal. Or like links to ads.
To your best friend.
Oh, you are my best friend, Derek. What's the...
Oh, that's awkward.
Ooh, about that. Yeah. I'm in the group chat with some guys, and some of the things that are said there are probably not the greatest. I think if my parents would understand the group of guys that I'm in, and they probably wouldn't say anything about it. So,
right. How many chickens are necessary to kill a hippo?
Oh, one chicken-sized hippo. No, sorry, one hippo-sized chicken. Yeah, one hippo-sized chicken.
All right, we'll take it. If you had to choose between brushing your teeth or wiping your butt, you can only do one for the rest of your life. Which one would it be?
Oh, that's a tough call.
I have an answer for this one.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd probably say wiping my butt.
That would have been my answer, but we just got bidets.
Okay, yeah, that was. I think.
But then again, when you're out,
I think in the spirit of the question, I think bidets are out of. I don't think they count.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
There are ways to mask your mouth smell that you wouldn't,
or to clean your mouth without a toothbrush. I mean, it's not going to be good.
No, yeah,
but
you can chew on a toilet.
You could
brush
mouthwash and floss. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. In that case, yes, that would be my answer as well. But we do have a bidet. We got one months ago.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's see how it is. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's good. Okay.
Actually clean, less effort. Like,
I hear good things. I haven't made the switch yet,
so I picked it up on Amazon for sale months ago, and then I'm like, well, this one, like, it's good. It works good. I wonder if I can find another one. And then one pops up on Facebook Marketplace.
I hope it
brand
was
new box.
Was it new? Okay.
Brand new box. Yeah.
Used bidets.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Just brand new in box. The guy looked like he was maybe a plumber. Maybe he just never installed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he did not speak English at all.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming it was like somebody else texting me. But when I got there, like he said, see? And I'm like, what do you. He's like, see? And points to his eye and points to it. I'm like, yeah.
It's good. Thumbs up.
Do you want to see it? Is what he meant.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm like, yeah. Like, sure, open the box. Let me see it. But he didn't understand a thing.
Wow.
Anything.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. He looked like he was a hardworking guy. He was just getting home from work when I pulled up because he told me to come at like 7:30, and that's right when he got there. Like he pulled right in the parking lot.
Wow.
But like I said, like I'm here for the bidet, or I'm here to buy the thing, or it's Derek or something like
Yeah.
that, and he did not understand a word I said.
Yeah.
Anyway,
My one concern with a bidet would be the kids. That's my.
well, yeah, we actually got it thinking of my son because he was having issues
Yeah.
with wiping. So we're like, hey, maybe it'll. He hasn't bothered to try using it at all. I think he said the pressure was too high for him at first. I'm like, it has a dial, just turn it down. But whatever, we haven't got into that with him.
Yeah.
But my daughter's been using it and seems to work well.
Yeah.
Use less toilet paper, you know.
That's good. I also
Yeah.
don't want them to become reliant on it. Then you go to a public toilet and they're just like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's not great, especially when they're younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. That too.
I
My wife's
started
first
cupping
night,
toilet water and throwing it on my bum. No!
in the urinal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What combination of items would you buy which will which will obviously make the cashier uncomfortable?
What combination of items?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
Plastic
know you can go
bags.
some dark places.
Plastic bags. Rope.
Lie, shovel.
Shovel. Yeah. A hatchet. Garbage bags and
You
duct
guys got any
tape.
wood chippers? Oh,
Yeah.
you don't. Okay, never mind.
And then you walk up and don't make eye contact.
With a hood over your head.
Yeah.
Sunglasses on. Yeah.
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 All right.
That's definitely the weirdest.
All right. If you were arrested without explanation, what would your friends and family assume you've done?
Oh, pirating.
I don't know why you'd say that.
Absolutely.
What's worse during a kiss, a sneeze or a cough?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say a cough.
I'm going to say the same. A sneeze has a worse effect, but there's some warning to it,
Yeah.
usually.
A cough is very
Whereas a cough
sudden.
could be very abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're directly blowing into whoever's mouth it is. Whereas sneeze, you can wipe off a sneeze, like
Yeah. Or there's enough time to dodge it, hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
Some people really wind those things up. I'm one of those people. I wind it up real bad. Yeah. All right. If you had to start a rumor, what would it be? You have to start a rumor.
I have to
You're
start a
required
rumor.
to.
I'd start a rumor that somebody owes me money.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know who. Somebody rich. And that's why I'm down in the dumps. That's why I'm living on the poverty line. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
That's it.
You're off the hop seat.
Woo, that was good.
I was at Value Village the other day, actually like a few weeks ago, and I saw a Blue Jays hat with Star Wars on the side.
Mm-hmm. They have Star Wars days.
They do? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're waiting for the what? But yeah, it's actually.
I was like, what? No, I thought if anybody's going to know the reason, this got to be you, but I had no idea this was a thing.
oh yeah, Star Wars Day is a big day. It's usually around May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
So, but yeah, they have the whole thing. They put the whole jumbotron up with, the stormtroopers around, and people come dressed up and Darth Vader and Rebels, and yeah, it's a big thing. So that hat was actually a giveaway that they do they have promo days, so that's a promo item.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
What was I just gonna? Oh, candy store. there is a candy store in Waterloo
Yes, I
that
saw
you need
this
to go to.
this
Have you been?
this
You
tweet.
saw my tweet?
I saw your tweet. You tagged me in it, I
Anything?
think.
Oh yes, because it's Waterloo. I'm like, yeah. As I was gonna try and find the tweet, but I couldn't remember. I just saw my pictures from inside the candy store. I tagged Hodge too. That's what it was. I tagged Hodge and said he had to come visit us.
Yeah, and Fraser too. Get them both
Yes.
down.
I just know Hodge mail ordered candy from a candy store once, so I had to, tell him there's one right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is it?
Do you know where Atlas Collectibles is?
No.
Okay, Columbia and King,
Okay, yeah.
right, the McDonald's there.
Yep.
It's like right beside that. Yeah, it's called Sweet Life Candy Shop. Sweet Life Candy and Pop Shop.
Oh, okay. I go past there pretty much every day then. I've just never seen it.
I'm sending you the link right now. It's in like a plaza that's like, there's a road that connects King Street and Regina Street in that parking lot.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
that parking lot has a road that goes straight through. So you can get in and from it from Regina or King.
Oh, okay, it's on that side. Gotcha.
Yeah. And Atlas Collectibles is good for Pokemon cards. Not that you need them, but
Because
you
I'm
have
really
two
into
boys, you
Pokemon, yeah.
might need Pokemon cards sometime.
Yeah, perhaps. I found Pokemon cards in the garbage actually.
My son loves them.
I didn't haven't showed these in any pickup videos, but I actually found a whole card. It's the Roaring Skies X and Y.
Okay.
A whole pack of
Yeah,
them.
so a little older now, but
What's the
yeah.
date on these? 2015. So
Yeah, you wanna
those are
sell them to my son? He'll take some cards from you.
So here's my
He
plan.
probably has a lot of them.
Yeah,
but-
probably. Here's my plan though.
Yeah.
We can use this as a transfer into our next topic. There are video game swaps coming up
No.
in the month of April. There's actually two, by the
Yeah.
way, just so you
Local
know.
to us, yeah.
So the first one coming up would be April 10th. It's the Niagara video game swap, run by our friend Ted, Play as Guide. But unfortunately, I won't be there. I don't think you're making it as well.
No.
It's a bad weekend for us, but that doesn't mean anyone listening, if you're in the area, you should absolutely go check it out if you can. It's one of those nice. It's getting bigger every time they have it, but it's definitely a place to go if you want some good deals. That's the place to go. So yeah, that's it on April 10th. Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I didn't. April 10th.
I don't remember. That sounds like in my calendar. I'm like, it's not in here anymore. I must have removed it. There's also one. There's one also called Tri-City Swap that's in Kitchener.
Oh, okay.
That's on April 3rd, which seems like it's a new one or something.
It
I don't
might
know
be,
for
yeah.
sure. And then there's another one. What is that one? Where'd it go? I just saw it. Oh, maybe it was this past weekend. No, it was changed. The date was changed on it. I know for sure. It was Zach and Roy's RUI's retro video game and comic book swap.
Oh,
And those guys just started following me on Instagram or Twitter. I forget. Yeah.
No, I'm not aware of any of those. So
Yeah, that one's Sunday, April 17th in Waterloo, King Street.
wow, April's going to be busy.
Yeah. Like everybody's getting into it because they can.
Yeah, they can. I even considered trying to start one up because after the Waterloo swap died out here, there was nothing. So, but if other people are willing to pick it up, then that's good. But I mean, the main event in April is the Barrie Game Exchange.
Yep.
Let's not.
It is.
With our
Close and personal friend.
close and personal friend, our podcast subsidiary partner.
Subsidiary.
Yes. of the R3 podcast, Nintendo Hodge is running that one, and that's a great event. Obviously, it's in Barrie. It's called the Barrie Game Exchange. I will be selling there, and Derek, I believe you are as well.
Yep.
So come out to that show for sure. Check any swaps in your area, obviously. But if you want to see us, we'll be at Barrie. And part of that means that I have to go through stuff to sell.
Yeah.
And this has been like a major turning point for me. I started taking things off my shelf, and I didn't stop taking things off my shelf. So this is great for an audio podcast, but I don't know if you can see behind me, Derek. Do you see my wooden chest back there?
I love your chest.
Right
yes.
there, where I'm pointing.
Yep.
That is stacked up of games that I pulled off of shelves.
Yeah, there's like 4 piles there.
There's at
It's
least
not
4
just
piles.
A little
yeah.
pile.
And they're stacked. I think I've come to a turning point in my collection where I'm just like, I am never going to play this, and I will likely never open this. So it is time to move it on. Past self me would hate me saying this, but I've also gotten to the point where just like I've run out of room. Right? Like it's gone from being a collection to being a clutter, and it just is annoying me. So
I can relate.
So instead of just like not doing anything about it, I'm just like, I'm actually going to go through here and I'm actually going to pull stuff out. And I'm actually pulling some of my actual rare stuff out to put up for sale, including my limited run number 1 Breach and Clear on Vita, which is dun, 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 the thing I thought I would never sell. Sealed, brand new, and a protector. That's probably worth what? $700, something like that. So
I don't know what you're going to use that money for, though. You don't really need it.
So, same with like I'm selling off. Well, I was selling Earthbound before, but Earthbound's going up for sale. Some of my Shantaes are going up for sale. On my PS4 copies are going up and things like that. So it's
Breach and Clear's price is all over the place.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a sold, right? So it's
place.
Oh,
and it's showing in US dollars, of course.
Of course. But to bring it back to Pokemon, to bring it back to Pokemon cards, I'm thinking of putting my Pokemon cards as a incentive. I'm gonna put a sign up saying free Pokemon card with purchase, and see if I can entice some people. And it'll just be like a random. I'll do like the magician. Tell me when to stop. There's your card. So not everyone's reaching and touching all the cards. I'm sure there's still going to be some people who don't want to touch everything. So it'll just be me touching it. So I'm saving up my Pokemon cards.
I should be saving up my son's doubles so I have been selling off his doubles. I think I brought them to the the Niagara Swap.
Niagara Swap,
there. I was selling the 10 cards for $1, and we sold some there. But I brought the rest home, and then I had some lady buy. She had me ship them to her in St. Thomas.
Okay.
And she bought like 11 packs of them.
Oh wow, that's good.
So then my son went through more Pokemon cards. He got more for his birthday, or what was it for? Christmas? I don't remember. Anyway, he built up more doubles since then, and I made another 16 packs or 17 packs of them. And another person, I had them post on Kijiji or Facebook and Kijiji, and someone just messaged me and bought them all. And it turns out it's a guy I used to work with.
Oh.
Not that I liked him or anything, but I used to work with him anyway. And he came by and bought all of them just like last week.
Oh, wow.
So my son was thrilled because he had money to spend on more Pokemon cards.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the swap news.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have guests lined up for next episode as well, which will take place the week after, the Thursday after the Barrie Game Exchange. So you shouldn't have to think too hard about who those guests would be, but just a little tickle with a feather,
So I was with my kids and wife. Last year they bought me for Father's Day one of those like long clamping things that you use to pick up garbage or
Yeah.
whatever whatever the heck you want to pick up. And we went for a walk and picked up garbage sometime last year, and just pick up garbage with the thing, put it in a bag in the wagon,
Yeah.
and just walking around. The kids were fighting over who gets to pick up the garbage, who gets to hold the clampy thing. So it was from Dollar Tree. It was only $1.25.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
went to Dollar Tree to get 3 more. So we each had our own. So we did that, and then we were like, okay, the snow is melting. It's a good time to go clean up some garbage.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff that's built up is being exposed. So we went out and went for a walk, and along the way, right on my street, my wife found a USB stick, like a USB flash drive.
Yeah.
And she's like about to throw it in the garbage, like, hold on. I'm going to try and make that thing come back to life. So I took it. It was rusted, and the USB, actual USB plug was squished. And I took it in the garage, opened it up, bent the thing back to get back to normal, the plug itself. I'm sending you pictures right now.
Oh, wow.
And I opened it up. It was rusty, but the inside was actually pretty decent. So I took alcohol to it. I took a wire brush to the parts that were rusty. And then I took, what did I do to clean the inside again? Oh, just another wire brush. I'm like, whatever, the pins aren't going to get wrecked any worse than they already are. So I just scrubbed the crap out of it, cleaned it up, and plugged it in. And I was hoping it was like some kid's homework that I can find out one of the neighbors and return it to them. But no, it's security footage from some building of like some dude stealing a trailer for like a tipping trailer,
tip and
for
load, yeah.
somebody's pickup truck.
Oh, wow.
And these guys like back into they cut the bolt. You can see them cutting the chain or the lock on the gate,
Yeah.
opening the gate, then backing the truck in the deep snow, taking forever, finally hooking the trailer on, lowering it down because it was in the tilt position,
tilt-up
probably
position,
for
yeah.
snow, and then they like tore out with it. You can see the tires spinning, and I'm just
Wow.
like, where did this come from? Who was it? What's the story behind this? Who am I supposed to return this to?
Man, you got to post that on YouTube.
Yeah. Could. There's no reason not to. So it was like Honeywell camera software, and on the flash drive is just this like executable file that is the video in this Honeywell executable. Like, I guess when you export it from this Honeywell security camera software, I'm guessing. I looked up the program to figure out whether it was Honeywell. And I guess when you export it, it saves this executable for you to play multiple video feeds at the same time for all your cameras.
Yeah.
And they have 2 cameras, one at the front of the building, one at the back of the building. But it also has an export feature built in. So I like exported the videos to regular video files. And I'm like looking for some kind of clues of where this is. And it looks like it's close to a highway, but I can't figure out where it is. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. But I thought about even posting in my neighborhood Facebook group, like, hey, does anybody know who this is, who this belongs to, or anything like that.
Can you see a bunch of trailers, or is it just one?
There's 2 trailers
Okay.
in the video, and one of them gets stolen.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, my neighbor's a cop with the OPP, and just down the street and around the corner, right beside where I found this USB stick, but on the side of his house, because it's a corner lot, is another cop, but for the region. But I think he's retired, so I don't know if he'd know anything about it either.
Yeah. Who knows?
Could have been his, but I doubt it. It's just weird. He was sitting in the snow, and yeah.
Yeah. Who knows, right?
Chances are, if this is from security footage, they already have another copy of it somewhere.
Yeah,
on the
you would hope
security
so.
camera
Yeah.
server. So it's probably not important at all. I was literally hoping it was going to be some kid's homework that they were, thrilled to get back. Like, oh, I spent so much time on that art project. or something
That
like
was due in December.
Yeah, well, not that part, but just something that they're proud of. Yeah.
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 That's the new dog ate my homework. I lost my USB stick in the snow.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. Here, someone returned it.
Look how rusty it is. It's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
You think this happens overnight? Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
I always find USB sticks in the garbage, and I always bring them back and just out of curiosity, see what's on
Oh
them.
yeah, no, my curiosity, I definitely had to know what's on it.
I've never found anything cool though. It's just always been
No.
like, I don't know. documents of some kind. Nothing incriminating, like nothing confidential. It's just been boring stuff,
Okay.
or someone's written out a speech or something. I'm just like, oh, I don't care about this.
Did I tell the one time that I was on my laptop while my mom went to the hospital for like a consultation for carpal tunnel or something like that?
Okay.
And I brought my laptop with me, and I was walking around in London just connecting to Wi-Fi networks back
Okay.
when people had open Wi-Fi networks, because that's what you did.
Yeah.
And I connected to this one guy's Wi-Fi network and found he had a network share on one of his computers, and it happened to be an accounting company.
Oh wow.
And there was accounting books on there for all these companies locally. So I connected to his printer that was also shared, and opened up Notepad and wrote out like a little note saying like, your network is open, your Wi-Fi is open, everyone can see these accounting documents, and I just sent that to his printer.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I wonder if he ever fixed it.
Do you remember, like, I'm sure you're aware of geocaching, right? Like you.
Oh yeah.
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 There was a thing for a while of like hiding USB sticks around in places, but almost making them like inaccessible. So you would only you say you put a hole in a brick, and you put a USB stick in the brick, and then you'd cement it in and just leave the USB connector dock out, right?
Okay.
So the only way to get to it is to like take a laptop and physically hold your laptop up against this wall.
Well,
and hook
there's cables to do that with.
Well, I know that. I mean, just mean like it's. Anyways,
I
that
have
was
like 6 beside me on the floor here.
a USB extension. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I remember that being a thing in like 2010, 2011.
Yeah. Like when USB sticks were getting cheap enough to do that with.
Yeah, where you could just leave them around. But
yeah, the whole time remember buying a 256 megabyte USB stick for $200.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never went and found any, because I always heard this thing as like treat USBs like you would treat, or what do you say? Don't stick USBs where you wouldn't want. You don't know where that USB stick has been, right? Basically, like,
yes. Yeah, you can easily put a virus on one of those. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even when I was in university, they were saying like, practice, safe USB sex, basically. That was the thing, right? Because
no, I do it for fun. I figure out if this thing's safe or not just to try it. I'll take a computer and sacrifice it. I don't care.
Yeah. If you have a sacrificial computer to do that with, absolutely.
Yeah.
These were, I remember in university students, because we had a lot of we had like a string of like plagiarism issues, because someone would say, "Oh, can I borrow your USB stick I got to print something or whatever," and so they're like, "Yeah, sure," and they hand over their USB, and the next thing you know, their classmates like stealing all their homework and copying it. And so it's like, yeah, don't be handing out your USB stick to just whoever. It's not
Nice.
It was like basically an announcement in class.
Practice safe sticking.
Yeah, safe sticking.
So this weekend, what day was this? Sunday, we went to Hamilton to see the Van Gogh art exhibit.
Okay.
At the Hamilton Museum. It's like a they call it immersive art exhibit. You're basically in a picture like a school gymnasium ish, but with like the roof of like a concert hall, or like you would have at a stage of a show where they have all the rails for lighting and stuff.
Yep.
But they have projectors mounted up there, like industrial projectors, pointed at the walls and the floors, and they projected like Van Gogh art on the walls, and the whole art in the entire room is like one big thing, like one big cohesive picture.
Okay.
Or they'll like do like the Starry Night picture, but they'll have like one side of it is in a city, one side's in the country kind of thing. And it's all based on his art he did. But the pictures change and they flow. And at one point it'll be like a pulse wave goes across the entire room to change the pictures from one scene to the next.
Oh,
Or
cool.
like
Yeah.
it comes up with all these portraits he did, and all the people are every once in a while just blinking.
Oh, okay. Just like pop, pop, pop. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had like these false walls in the middle of the room. They're like triangle shaped to have more depth and stuff to the room, and they have projectors on those as well. So like the whole thing is basically just projector room.
Cool.
Pretty neat.
You said you
So we
took the
took
whole.
the wife and kids there.
Okay. Did the kids like it or?
Yeah, they loved it. Like my daughter would not stop dancing. Would not. Like to the point where she was walking in front of people and it was getting annoying. But it was cool. It was like the entire floor to ceiling everywhere. Well, that's not the ceiling, but everything else. And it's a huge room, so
Yeah.
I just sent you a couple pictures of it.
Yeah. Just looking.
My wife has more of them, but yeah.
That's cool.
It was neat. I'm not a huge art person, but it was definitely neat to see, and also my wife loved it, so, and the kids did too.
That's good. That's the most important thing, right? Like as long as everybody has fun. You're having fun watching them have fun, right? So.
Yeah. Other than stopping my daughter from like getting in people's pictures and stuff, c'est la vie.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, I'm not big into art either. The only real art museum I've been to was when we were in Paris. We went to the Louvre because you kind of have to, right? Like it's one of the things you have to do if you're in Paris. So
Okay.
we went there, and I went there once just with my parents, and then when my wife and I went one year to meet my parents there because they came from Africa, and we met them in Paris, and we had a Christmas in Paris one year. We did.
Well, that's like a movie.
Yeah, exactly, right. So we took my wife to the Louvre because she had never been. So, but I mean, why would she have been at that point, right? So, but it's fun. I go more for like. There's a lot of artifacts. I find the artifacts way more interesting than the art. So.
Okay. Yeah. I only like this because it was interactive, right? Or not interactive.
Yeah,
immersive.
yeah, it's immersive.
The whole thing. It was basically a whole lead up to this. Like there was also like one little section where there was a projector shining on the screen that was just doing swirls, and kind of the swirls would interact with things in the room.
Okay.
But then you go into like these signs that was just basically the story of his life on these lit up signs, and you walk back and forth through it, and that was like almost half an hour of just walking back and forth, and this is boring for kids. They're not reading this.
No.
Like
I was gonna say, was there narration or anything? Or was
nope.
there like, yeah.
Nope. Just some music playing.
Okay.
And then you get into the immersive room, and it was obviously more entertaining for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I have also been to art museum in New York once with an ex-girlfriend, but I forget what we were there to see, what art exhibit it was. We were supposed to see the Room of Mirrors, which is a big, like literally a room that is just mirrors everywhere, wall to ceiling, and like chair made of mirrors and stuff. But it was damaged when we got there, so we didn't get to see it. But
Oh, that's unfortunate.
there was other neat things. I like the modern art stuff more, like modern technology related stuff, right? That's what I find interesting.
We went to again before kids.
Kids read everything. What?
I think it's in Toronto. I can't remember if it's in Toronto or Ottawa. There's this thing called Nuit Blanche, which is White Night in French.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been in Toronto.
Even I know that.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's basically a lot of like modern art exhibits, but they're outside. It's like the whole like downtown area.
Okay.
And you just kind of walk around from exhibit to exhibit. And I remember we went with some friends. I was kind of bored. The whole thing was kind of, it's almost like artsy fartsy, very abstract. And like there were some things I walk by, I'm just like, is this supposed to be art? Like I don't know if this is actually a thing.
Okay.
It just looks like a pile of trash or whatever it was.
I'm looking at pictures. It's a lot of LED lighting and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean,
That's bad, but
we walk around. I think we walked around for like 4 hours. In the end, I'm like, I just want to go home. Like, I'm so tired of this. Walking around looking at stuff, I'm just like, I don't know what this is. Like, there's nothing. There was one thing that was like a Space Invaders theme, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But,
okay.
yeah, and I think that was even before I was into video, like collecting video games.
Yeah, and nowadays there's probably more they can do. Like now, just Googling it looks like there's tons of LED shows and stuff like that they do.
Yeah, that could be a lot more interesting. Maybe we just weren't in the right spot in town. Like, who knows?
Or it was just boring back then.
Yeah, that too.
It's like Burning Man
But I remember going
in
to
Toronto.
this was back when like Inception came out and it was a big thing. And Inception released an app where you could plug in your headphones and it would use the microphone on your phone or headset or whatever, and it would take whatever ambient sound was around and distort it as if you were in the depths of Inception, that kind of thing.
I've never seen Inception, but okay.
Okay.
I get the idea.
You get the idea anyways. So I remember that's what I did because these people we were with were just kind of off doing their own thing, and my wife was was hanging out with them, and I was just like, I'm not getting into any of this, so I just like literally plugged in my headphones, put on this Inception app, and just followed people around. And that was the coolest part because you really like messed with it. It was like an orchestral distortion, and that was fun. That was the best part of the night.
Just screwing with people.
Just screw it. Well, and they didn't even know. It was just me screwing with them only to myself, right? So whatever. We make our own fun.
That's what we're here for.
My son and I actually played and beat Mario Odyssey. We've finished our second.
I saw that tweet, didn't I?
Maybe. I got a shout out on Polykill. I'm special.
That's where I heard of it. Maybe I don't know. Probably both.
Maybe.
It's good.
But yeah, it's been good. I've definitely focused
Who plays
more on
Mario?
Oh, it's just Mario. It's just him, right? Like he plays, and then if he needs help, he gives me the controller.
So you're not Cappy?
No, we're not playing 2-player.
Why not?
Because I just wanted him to play. I just wanted him.
Okay.
Because there's times where I can't be there. It's
my
just
son
like
and I taking turns doing Mario.
yeah.
Or Cappy.
How does the Cappy actually work though? As second player.
So you can be Cappy and fly around.
Okay.
You can control where Cappy goes within. You can go outside of Mario's area. Press a button to come back, I believe, or he can pull a button to pull you back. I can't remember. And then Mario can jump on Cappy as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I basically wanted to give him the controller and let him experience it as best way as he can.
Yeah.
We did the assist mode, which is really nice because it's like if he falls off an edge, it just puts him back on the edge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we never did do that.
If you get hurt, you can just stand still for a couple seconds and it just refills his life. So you're not looking for hearts or anything like that. Or I forget in the actual in normal gameplay, if you go underwater, if you have to catch air bubbles. I can't remember if you did or not.
Can't remember either.
There's no air.
Yeah, you do.
I think you do. Yeah.
Because I remember doing that in the one water level.
Yeah. That's why you wanted to get a
level
fish,
that's like
right?
all
So that you
water.
could swim, you could
Yeah.
breathe underwater. But yeah, and with assist mode, you can just be underwater for as long as you want. So they make it a little bit easier. So the platforming is the same.
Unbelievable mode.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only part that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
Talking mushroom man. What the?
we was having fun. We got to at the end of the game. You go to the Mushroom Kingdom, like Peach's Castle from Mario 64, and that's like his favorite level. He loves it because you can be Yoshi in that. You can climb on top of Peach's Castle and get Yoshi.
Yep.
And both my kids love Yoshi. They both have Yoshi stuffies. They're running around as Yoshi all the time, talk about Yoshi. So Uh, yeah, he just wanders around. Just is Yoshi. He loves eating up the Goombas as Yoshi. And yeah, it's been good. And so now he's going around and he's like actually exploring the other kingdoms and looking for the extra moons and
Yeah, yeah, that takes a long time.
yeah. But he's doing well. Like he's actually like finding stuff on his own, and sometimes I just have to point out, "Oh, look over there," or "Go around here." And but he loves it, absolutely loves it. So keeps talking about it. We actually had to go to the mall the other day because he was so insistent that he needed to have a Mario shirt. He doesn't have a Mario shirt, so for
That's on you, man.
I know. Well, we fixed it. We went to Old Navy and they had Mario shirts, so. We fixed it, and then he was so excited he had to wear it to school the next day and show all the kids. And
So last time we went to Old Navy, they had one Mario shirt. It was like tie-dye one.
oh,
It said Super Mario, and that was the only one left. They had like other ones that you could, I think there were other sizes or whatever. They were mostly just sold out anyway.
yeah,
Maybe it was my son's size. I think he was no longer in like a little kid size or something at the time. But yeah, we found one.
that's good. One better than none.
Yeah, he was happy as hell to have it, especially because it's tie-dye. He loves tie-dye too.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. We found one that was just like a Mario shirt. We also found a cat Mario shirt.
Oh,
So he was just like he was in heaven. Like he loves cat
Yeah.
Mario. So
yeah, who doesn't?
so it was my for his birthday. I actually bought Mario and Luigi hats off of Amazon, so that
Okay.
he can wear the Mario hat and the youngest wears the Luigi hat and they run around. So we went to the mall and they had to wear their Mario and Luigi hat. So they're like just tearing up and down the hall.
But they have the hats on, so everyone thinks they're cute.
Yeah,
That's all that
exactly.
matters.
We got lots of smiles. Whatever we could see through masks or whatever. So, but they had a fun time. It was our first time in a mall in the past couple of years, and
Yeah.
but I was just like, we're gonna go to I was like, let's go to the food court. Like, let's get some food here. Like, we found a table they had like just sanitized. I'm like, oh, we found it. Let's go sit there. So we got some, that cheap Chinese food, which is great. Had some bourbon chicken. It was
Bourbon Street
delicious.
Grill?
Yeah,
Yep.
Bourbon Street Grill. It's bourbon chicken.
My wife called that Bourbon Saint Grill the first time we went there because it's ST.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Yeah, right? ST is short form for Saint, too.
But man, food is getting expensive though. Like that.
Is it?
Yeah, I remember going there and you get a combo C, right? Whatever, it was like 2 meat, 1 veggie, and then rice or noodles, right? And it used to be like $11 for that.
With a drink or without?
With a
I think they
drink,
charge
yeah,
lot
it's a
for
combo,
drinks.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But now that same combo is like 15 something. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So 2 combos of that, and we shared it with the kids, and it's like 30
Yeah.
bucks.
Instead of getting them their own and then them
Yeah.
not eating it or taking it
Yeah.
home. I do want Bourbon Street Grill. My wife went there with the kids the other day, and she came home with some leftovers, and all she had was 2 pieces of blackened chicken. I'm like, oh, now I want some. So I went to work the next day, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go there. And I'm like, nah, it's not on my way. I'm not going to go. I had to go to Beat Goes On to pick up that Raiden Fighters Aces.
Yeah.
That was from Beat Goes On. So I was like, it's not on my way. I went to
kind
Beat
of
Goes
on your
the
way.
I went to Beat Goes on the way to work, then went to work, and then leaving work, it's not on my way to go there. I think I actually went to Value Village instead. I can't remember.
Priorities.
I was going to, but I can't remember if I did. Yeah. The St. Jacobs, so it's the opposite direction, right?
Yeah.
But like literally so close to my work.
Well, there's no Bourbon Street Grill outside of the mall. Like, they only exist in
No,
malls.
yeah, yep.
So
Yep.
we need a place like that.
New
And
York
even, like-
fries. Have you ever seen New York fries not in a mall? Because I've never.
At movie theaters.
I've never even seen one in a movie theater.
Oh,
Oh,
they're-
yeah, they have the hot dogs. Yeah. But
yeah.
still only some certain brand of
Yeah.
theater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and what
Cineplex
else?
ones, I think.
Cineplex has them. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want poutines. What else was I gonna say?
Have you listened to the R3 with the Weekend Rental guys?
I did. Yes.
I'm still listening to it, but the poutine reminded me of that.
I definitely passed the Canadian test. I think I only missed one question I didn't quite know. But have you
I
got
was
to the
trying
quiz?
to do it. I
Have you got
was
have you got through the trivia yet?
yeah, I did. Now I'm trying to remember how I did. There was things where I was like, yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there was ones where I was like, oh, I swear I know this. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Especially ones that like was a trick question, something that had changed recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get tricked. I didn't get tricked. So, yeah, it's good.
I had the population right because I just looked that up the other day.
It helps that they give you multiple choice because I was just like, I know it's not that. I know it's not that.
Yeah.
So it's got to be between these two. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's that one. And
The Toonie date, I was like, it's either this or no, O Canada. That's what it was. O Canada. I'm like, it's either this, the right answer, or I'm way off, right?
Yeah, I got that one, and I got the Toonie date because I remember when the Toonie came in.
Yeah, I remember the Toonie too.
I remember being, because I was living in Quebec when that came out, and I remember it being such a big deal if you had a Toonie. Everyone, all the kids at the schoolyard crowded around to see what this Toonie
And then there
looked
was
like.
popping the center out of them.
Yeah,
like
you were
2 weeks later.
smashing that coin on the ground trying
Yeah.
to get that thing to pop out.
Yeah, my mom saved one of the original ones. She collects coins.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever collect anything strange when you were a kid?
I collected coins.
Yeah.
I was a pack rat. I still kind of am a pack rat. I collected freaking everything.
Yeah.
But in terms of like actual collections of things you would buy, my mom tried to get me into like these weird Canon pencil sharpeners. Like an old fashioned Canon, but it's a
Yeah.
pencil sharpener.
Interesting. Wow.
And then dinosaur figurines she tried to get me into for years too.
Hmm.
I don't remember what else. But I collect old keys. I still do if I find them.
Okay.
Like, I just
Like
have a
skeleton
collection of
keys or just any keys?
Yeah, like any keys. Like literally I have old lock keys that I don't have locks for.
Okay.
I don't know. I do. I just do. They've been there. I've had them for years. Another thing I collect is every car I've owned, and now every car my wife's owned too, because I kept hers. I try to keep a key and a manual from that vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a bunch of those.
I think I've tried to keep. Well, one car I totaled, so yeah, I kept the keys for that. What else? Oh, I have a key for like my old work truck that I destroyed.
That reminds me, I didn't keep a key for my last car because it has fobs, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that now, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, strange. It's. I had a conversation with my wife the other day, just trying to go over like all the things that I've collected over the years. Basically, trying to prove that like I've always collected something, and now I've just moved on to video games.
Yep.
But like I remember collecting rocks when I was a kid. I had a rock collection.
Yeah. Me too.
My mom
Shells
remembers me
for
having
a
a rock
while.
collection because I had it in my pocket, and then they went through the washing machine, and my dad had to take the whole washing machine apart to fix it. And then coins.
I collect feathers for a while too. I remember.
Feathers.
I
Okay.
lived on a farm, so it was
Yeah, might as well.
abundance of bird feathers.
What else did I collect? Stamps. When I was overseas, we collected stamps
Mm.
because there was a lot of people from different countries. So anytime we knew when mail day was, right? We'd go to people from countries we didn't have stamps for and be like, "Can we have stamps from wherever you're from, or from Germany or Thailand and things like that?"
Stamps
So,
is something I thought of doing. I think my sister did it for a little while.
so I actually remember the day I threw out all my stamps because I was just like, these are kind of worthless. So move them on. Coins. I still have my coin collection somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember-
I had one. Gave it to
I
my
remember-
mom.
In Burkina, we would go to one of the people who worked there was really into coins. So much so that was my first exposure to eBay was through him, and this was like, I want to say 2001, like 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Because we would go with him to a place called the Grand Marché, which is like the big market. It's a very claustrophobic place with like thousands of vendors, and he knew this area to go to, and you just basically said, "Do you have any coins?" And these people who just had like the tiny little booth would just pull out this. They didn't advertise they had coins, but they just pull this bag of coins out from behind the counter, that type of thing. And lay them all out in the dump them out on the counter, and you'd go through coins. That's what he did. And so he would look for coins, and then he'd sell them on eBay. And he'd actually recruited my friend to do all the listing and stuff on eBay and do all that stuff. So I never did any listing back then because I was just like, that looks boring. I never want to do that.
Right?
But
now you do it for yourself for fun.
yeah, exactly. Well, fun is subjective. But yeah, I still have my coin collection somewhere. I remember spending some money on some coins. Not a lot, but it's one of the first things I remember actually spending money on to collect. And I remember using, do you remember the turtles, like the caramel turtles?
Yeah.
It's in one of those because they had trays. They had a double stack of trays. I could put all my coins from different countries and I could separate them that way. And they're still in that turtles box because I haven't moved them out. And it's kind of nostalgia now just to leave them in there. I have my big piece of paper on top that I glued or taped to the top. Coin collection. Josh's coin collection or whatever it is. It's pretty great.
It's good. Pogs. I still have them here.
Pogs.
I still have them here. My wife has a collection too. We merged them together.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember getting Pogs. I remember not buying the real Pogs. I remember going to the dollar store and buying all the fake Pogs.
Yeah, I got some of both. Usually I only got the good ones on birthdays or Christmas or whatever.
Yeah. I remember
collected baseball cards for a while too, but
yep. I still have my baseball cards up here. In a box.
I got rid of mine.
So always something. Always been collecting something.
Remote control Lego vehicles now.
Lego in general.
I collect unfinished projects.
Some would say I just collect garbage now, technically.
Yeah, technically. Did you do anything with those speakers yet?
Which ones?
The big subwoofers?
Oh, no, they're still in the garage. I haven't listed them yet. I figured, like, winter was a bad time to list them. Because who's going to want to come and pick this up in a pickup truck in the winter if it's snowing or that kind of thing? So. And cold. I figured the cones or whatever the cold would be not great. So I was like, I'm just going to leave them alone.
I just figured you said you wanted them gone.
I do want them gone. My wife wants them gone for sure.
How's that going for you?
So I got to list it. I got to do some more research. I got to figure out what it's actually worth and get it listed up. So.
Yeah, I don't think you'll figure out what they're actually worth just because they're used and it's hard to gauge. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. It's coming up. But what else did I? Oh, I found another electric kids Power Wheels.
Oh, okay.
It's a Cadillac Escalade. It's very nice. It's got a radio in it.
You got a radio in those. I have an old coworker who took one of those and converted it, like took the radio out, put in a real like CD player out of a car, put subwoofers in the back, speakers, like full on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a lot
for
of
his daughter. For his daughter.
Daughter, yeah, for her. Yeah. He didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. I have another friend who took one of the Jeep ones and made it remote control. So you can remote control it with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth. It would have been whatever the heck the Xbox controller used, I guess. He must have had a wireless dongle then. But yeah.
Jeez, that'd be sweet.
That was awesome. Yeah.
But I gotta find a home for one of them because I got two of them now, and my garage is not big enough. So
yeah,
I gotta decide which one I want to keep.
The bigger one.
Yeah, I know, but I put so much work into the other one, and the other one doesn't have doors on it, and it's cool. Kids can hop in and out, and I
got rid of mine. I put a car alarm in mine.
Yeah.
So if anyone bumped into it, the alarm would go off, and I also used the car alarm as the immobilizer to kill the pedal. So the kid couldn't go.
I found one of those immobilizers. I got to put it in one eventually. But I actually I had both cars out this past weekend. My wife went out and said, like, pull the kids out. We went out in the driveway and pulled both. I jerry rigged the Escalade. It had a battery in it, but the battery is toast.
They're always toast.
Yeah.
That's why they threw it away.
Yeah, probably. It looks like it lived outside too, so it was not.
Oh,
so.
okay.
But I cleaned it up and it looks pretty good. But I jerry rigged the plug to run off my DeWalt battery without without removing the factory plug.
Yep.
And just ran it off my DeWalt. That thing flies though. 20 volts on that thing. That thing just goes. It's a 12 volt
one we
system.
had a low and high speed.
Yeah, this one has low and high too.
Okay.
But I mean,
Still
once my oldest realizes I can go fast, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you need like a lockout to not let them go in high, but
Yeah, whatever. I don't really. That's fine. Let them have fun.
I'm just surprised they don't have that for younger kids, that you would be able to lock it out and then
There
as
is.
they
I think
get
there's a
bigger-
lock. I think there is a lockout screw where you
Okay.
can just between slow and reverse. So, but whatever. I don't. He's been driving. Actually, you know what? You know what taught him driving was playing Mario Kart. So he's been pretty good at driving.
Yeah, my son didn't play that enough when he's younger.
So it's strange now because like he knows how to drive and do all the stuff, and then we had the neighbor kids out, and so they were in the other one, and they're just like crashing into curbs and you know whatever. I'm just like, no, don't wreck my car that I have to try to sell or whatever.
Yep.
So, but oh well, one day. And then I also found a Pelican case.
Oh yeah.
A Pelican 1660, which is like brand new. Those things are like $750.
We use those at work all the time for
Yeah,
everything. That's a big one.
that's a big case. It is big.
Because we ship one of our things in that, I think. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's not the exact same, but it's pretty close to the one we ship thing. And ours doesn't have the wheels on the back.
Yeah, this has the wheels and the handle. You can roll it around.
Yeah, it doesn't have that flip up handle, but it looks almost the exact same.
So,
And we use Pelican. We use Pelican and Nuck,
Nuck? I haven't heard of that
which is
one.
a Canadian brand.
Okay.
Basically the exact same thing, just Canadian brand.
Yeah.
I think it makes this easier for us to get different sizes in them.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I got to try to sell that too. 'Cause it's too big for anything that I would use it for.
Does it have the foam?
Yep, it's got foam in it.
Yeah, because it's harder to get them with the foam. Like people that sell them used often don't have the foam in them. Okay,
So-
see, ours has handles on the side.
Yeah, this has handles on the side and
Two handles instead of one. You know what I mean? That big handle,
Yeah.
this has two there instead
Okay.
on
Yeah.
that big one. Just looking at a picture of our storeroom.
Well, if your work wants
If
one,
you,
I got one
want
for
to see
sale.
Pelican cases, here's a picture of a few Pelican
Oh my
cases.
goodness. There's so many.
There's more in this picture here.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
across the bottom and the top of that shelf.
Yeah,
and then
those are
five
nuts.
piled in the corner. Yeah, we
See,
use a
I've got-
couple Pelican cases.
I've already got two that I found. So I'm just like, I don't need this giant one. It's huge. So I'm just like, could probably make some decent money off that one. So
Yeah.
the only thing I would use it for is like I've moved my consoles. Like if we went to like I went to a bachelor party, and I was asked to bring all my consoles. So I was like, all right, I'll throw them all in these Pelican cases and take them up. So at least they're protected, waterproof. So, but yeah, I don't
that'd be
know what
hard
I'd do
to
with
sell.
this bag. Which one?
Long tail item. You gotta find the right person.
Yeah,
Really low on
I'll
the
just
price.
list it up. Yeah, I'll put it up for like, I don't know, $500 or something like that. Someone will take it. So
Right after you list the subwoofers, right?
yeah.
But I like all the junk in my garage.
The speaker's just so hard to list because I gotta like actually pull it out into the light, and I gotta get somebody to come and help me move it, and then take
I was
pictures.
there, but it
I know,
wasn't
but you were
bright
there at night.
enough. Yeah. Yep.
So, whereas like at least the
It's
Pelican,
not my fault. None of your friends like daytime.
I know. The Pelican case though is easy. Just pull it out and take a picture, and put it back in.
Yeah.
So,
People
'Cause
just
I
want
had,
to see
like-
that it's not destroyed and that it has the foam. That's all they care about.
yeah. The I found like a Budweiser cooler that looked like a Budweiser beer can.
Okay.
I had that in my garage for a couple of weeks, and then I finally just like I was cleaning out the garage and like I was moving all the snow stuff off the floor of the garage up to the mezzanine.
Okay.
So I was like, I gotta get rid of this cooler, and I like posted it, took a picture on my porch, just took it, posted it up, and like pretty well sold immediately. So
Huh.
people are out there.
It almost makes me wonder if it was like an item you should have listed for more, or is it desirable, or why
He was
did
the
it
only
sell so
one. He was
quick?
the only one who reached out and just said, "Yep,
Okay.
I want it," and no one else. So I was just like, it was probably just priced perfectly for him. So,
It's good.
but yeah, it's been fun cleaning out the garage. I got bikes I gotta sell. I got speakers, cases, so much stuff, and my wife just wants everything out. Get it out. Get it out. I tried to pass off the Cadillac to my mother and father-in-law for the, they have other grandkids too, we could have
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but yeah, they wanted nothing to do with it. So
Fine, I'll sell it, right?
if I have to,
Yeah.
but hard to sell without a battery.
You can find a battery or adapt one yourself. What I took I found a person who was selling a bunch of batteries out of like a big server UPS backup battery supply.
Okay.
And he had like 8 batteries to sell, so I bought like 5 of them. And I had put 2 of them in that car that I sold.
Yeah.
And then the guy called me and asked how to charge them. Or no, texted my wife after he had it for 2 months and said, "How do you charge these batteries? I think they're dead." I'm like, "Well, they shouldn't be dead already, but you just need a battery charger, a 12-volt battery charger."
Yeah. Yeah.
Standard
Any
charger.
kind of trickle charger.
Yeah. I think I put 2 in there. I can't remember if I put 1 or 2, but either way, it handled 2.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find battery alternatives because I don't like paying the prices that some of them are going for, especially for like lead acid batteries when they can get lithium.
KW Surplus sells those batteries.
Like Power Wheels batteries?
No, like the regular standard batteries with
Okay.
just little terminals on them that you can slide the hooks onto.
Okay.
So you could do your own adapter like you already did, or
Yeah.
cut it off and change it over to regular terminals.
Charger terminals, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I have to check them out.
that's what I would do.
Yeah,
You're
as long
gonna
as it's
sell it to
cheaper.
someone, they're gonna ask you how the hell do you charge it.
Trickle charger. Well, that's how I adapted the other Power Wheels that I have. I just have my deep cycle, like my fishing trolling motor
Yeah,
battery on
yeah.
there. Because it actually has a bed on the Power Wheels, right? Like it's got a...
Yeah.
So it fits in there, and I strapped it down, and yeah, just throw a trickle charger on it overnight, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
And it lasts forever. Like it lasts a couple hours.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you get a big enough battery, it's gonna last you quite a while. But KW Surplus has a ton of options of batteries.
Okay.
I did actually take pictures when I was there one time because I was thinking of this exact kind of thing. Like, oh, when's the next time I'm going to need a battery like this, right? I don't know if I'll be able to find the pictures. Oh, yeah, there it is. Perfect. Search for KW Surplus and boom, it pops up.
It knows you.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Pixel.
Yeah. Like all different sizes of batteries. This one even has pictures of prices on it, too.
Nice.
So yeah, tons of options. Like here's a, you want 12 volt, not 6. I think at that time I was looking at 6, but here's a 12 volt. Sorry, yeah, no, this says 6 volts still. Weird. I must have been looking at 6 volt for something. Can't remember why.
Well, 6-volt would work. It would just be the slow setting, right?
Yeah, or do 2 of them in Wireman series.
Yeah, that's true.
But they have tons of batteries there. Just tons of options. You can't ask for better selection. Princess Auto would be all right. Sorry, Princess Auto would be all right.
Princess Auto, yeah.
But they don't have this many and they won't be this cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, KW Surplus, they popped up because the price tag says KW Surplus on them.
Ah, that would do it.
That's why it came up. That's great. Yeah.
Cool.
Plenty of options.
Well, does that do it for an episode then?
I don't know. Are we at 3 hours yet?
2.5. We're pretty good.
Only 2.5.
We gotta save our energy for next month.
Yeah, for bedtime. Jeez.
Maybe we actually might be done before midnight. This is unheard of.
It's all right. Knowing us, we'll hang up and talk for another 4 hours.
Yeah, probably. But it's just gonna be battery talk at this point.
Just talking about batteries. What'd you do all night?
Everyone listening now is just like, oh my gosh, the battery talk. Come on.
How can two people talk about batteries for so long?
Hey, when people DIY as much as we do,
Yeah.
we gotta have options. See, our DIY is very different though. My DIY is just like, will this work? And I'll just do it, and I won't think about the consequences or what bad things could happen. And you're just like, let's go through this methodically. I think that's.
Yep.
Whereas I'm just like, whatever. Like, you would hate my battery modification for my Power Wheels.
That's
It's literally
correct.
yes, you would. Yeah, it's literally nails on some speaker wire jammed
God.
in there, and it works.
Till it starts on fire and murders a child.
I've made sure it's spaced, and there's electrical tape separating them.
I
We're good.
used a thick enough nail that it won't catch on fire,
Yeah, exactly.
and the nail doubles as a fuse.
Yeah, it'll just pop the wire off, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a permanent solution. It was just I need to know if this works.
Are you
solution.
sure? Should I look at your more permanent solution with the deep cycle battery?
That was modified before I got it.
But you didn't fix it.
No, I didn't fix it. I was like, it works. Leave it alone.
Oh, man.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't pretty, it's broke. No, I don't care about pretty. It just needs to be like electrically sound.
It's fine. Hasn't caught on fire yet. No one's died.
I
almost-
wired that one that I put the car alarm in. I wired it so it's completely removable.
Yeah.
You just unplug it. It uses a trailer, like a truck
trailer hitch, like a 4-pin.
plug,
Yeah.
because that's what the vehicle already used for its battery. So it's
Okay,
easy to
yeah.
just put another one on there. Just adapt
That's
another
easy
one in
then.
between. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, there's people listening.
Yeah, apparently. Probably not now, but they were listening. Everyone will get here at some point.
Welcome to the Power Wheels podcast.
We'll do our our mandatory hello, Melissa. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Melissa. She
We
did
will-
just say she would be willing to listen live anytime.
I know. If only we did live
that it works
podcasts.
for her,
If
right?
only we did live podcasts. That's an OnlyFans exclusive.
Yeah, only flans.
OnlyFans.
It's a
I'm
new
starting
site.
a new website. New OnlyFans. I'm there for the typos.
I swear Facebook wants me to see every Facebook Marketplace ad with a typo in it. I started screenshotting them, and I was gonna just start posting them, but I just keep forgetting, and then they get buried in my photos. But I gotta go through and actually start posting them because there's some good ones and there's also some ridiculous ones.
Facebook
I just
knows you too well.
screenshotted one today. I know we were saying goodbye, but now I gotta figure out what this was I saw today. It was tiles, $10 for all, but tiles is spelled Tils. Tills.
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 Yeah, you don't want some Tills?
Yeah, I'd love some Tills.
That's the brand name.
Yeah. No. I just swear Facebook loves me seeing every spelling mistake there's possible.
See, you wait too long looking at it, and then it knows. Ooh, he likes this.
It's
keep
probably just
finding more.
clicking on all of them, yeah.
And that too, yeah.
Because I click on them to screenshot them now because there's been so many.
You're just
How about a
feeding the
50-foot
algorithm, man.
How about a 50-foot hoax cable instead of coax? Or
Yeah, it's not a real coax. It's a
Gree
hoax one.
toys instead of free
Free
toys. How about a 14-wheel skateboard? SCATE board?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all over the place.
Uh-huh. They are special. There's a lot of
And
them.
we are not.
Yeah.
Good segue. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We are the Not So Special Podcast. I am Creepleet, Creep1327, on Twitter and YouTube. Pickup videos coming soon. Derek.
I'm Derek. I'm just Derek.
Just Derek.
DEGE13 on most things.
Yes.
That's good enough.
Good enough. Come and see us at the Barrie Game Exchange April 24th.
Come buy from us, more importantly.
Yes, buy more from me than Derek. We're having a
No,
competition
no.
that he doesn't know about. But he does
What?
now.
I
And
agree to this.
you don't have to. So
I
That's
sold
it.
all my things. I win.
we'll see you next month.